your burn show, tune in right now. Like and share, our city needs that vow. Flint City News got truth to share. When we fight the darkness, we repair. Won't give up, we're standing tall and proud. Voices rising strong, no longer shrouded. Residents deserve what's right and fair. Together we can lift the despair. We fight, we win, we break the chains. Turn your burns won't stand out in the rain. Our city dreams will make them true. With every step it all renews. Renew, step it all renews.
Hey, look, it is Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. And happy Women's Month. And look, I'm sorry, your girl had to take a Benadryl if I came on. Just so y'all know. Now, it does not make me sleepy. Not at all. But I had to take a Benadryl. I'm like, my allergies are killing me. So wherever you are from, drop it in the notes. Drop it in there in the comments. And listen, if I don't call your name, charge it to my mind and not my heart, okay? So this evening, we are just going to chill. We're going to chill. So listen, I want to first thank Producer Jay. How are you today? Tonight, because it's after 8. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, you just told me, you remind me, do you need to take a Benadryl? And I was like, yes, I do. So listen, I appreciate you. And to my moderators, Sheena Backton and Patrick Jean, thank y'all. Listen, we're going to have good folk, grown folk. We're going to have informative information because one thing I've learned, we have got to all share. And we just have to. And at my age, I even have to do a better job of sharing. Had a whole conversation with my mom this week, and this week was loaded, y'all. You know, she was like, her great nephew voted for Trump. Now, he lives in North Carolina. And I'm like, we got to start doing family Zooms because there's no reason why. So listen, thank you, Shardy Shard. Shardy, I ain't seen you in a minute. JWC, the senior councilwoman, is in the house. Bishop T. Priestley, Meat Freaks Barbecue. Carson Newbar, Tasha Lynn. I saw, y'all know, like I said, Gutter Black is in here. Gutter Black. And so, and who else? I can't see everything that's in here. B Mac. Hey, y'all, listen. I want y'all to know this. We're going to get into Hasselbrink, but guess what, y'all? They have officially moved out everything. They are in their new place. They have successfully moved into each and every person that has helped her. Beverly Lewis wants everyone to know thank you. She love y'all. And she appreciates the support. She has moved completely. Everything she has been loaded up like the Beverly Hillbillies, and they out. Loaded up the truck, and they moved to Kennedy. So that's where they are at. And she wants to everyone who supported, everyone who prayed for her, everyone, if you donated to Hasselbrink in the nonprofit, thank you. We got a long week. Avis Hopkins, Anthony Prevost, Jeremiah Jackson, what's up? Nay Lachey. Listen, like, comment, and share. Shanada, what's going on? G. Listen, y'all, this week has been a lot, but I need y'all to click. She's from Mississippi. M-I, crooked letter I. Wait. Y'all remember that humpback I? That's how I learned how to spell Mississippi when I was a little girl. Yeah, M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I, humpback, I. That's how I learned as a kid how to spell Mississippi. And I know some of y'all will remember that if you're in my age group. So listen, Deacon Dumas is in here. J Pinks, Flint After Dark, what's up? Melissa Zerimsky is in here. House of Brink will be open tomorrow at the Kennedy Center, Pearson Road, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is how we do it. They will be open tomorrow on Pearson Road, and programming will be as normal. It is not interrupted. That's how you handle business. That's how, hey, Philip Johnson, Lee Williams from Miss, look, they're going M-I, crooked, I, crooked, I, humpback, I. Listen, y'all, we had to do word association to learn stuff growing up. Eddie Gray, good evening. I was gonna try to go back down to hit it. Look, if y'all logging in, hit that like button. Hit that like button. And Angela Lynette, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Y'all, this week has been, and I'm saying I can't keep up with the chat. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Oh, I gotta go way back up there. Oh my God. Okay, T. Austin, you in here. Reverend Frederick Powell, you were in here. Thank y'all for joining. Look, that ain't going like I wanted to, y'all. Melissa B, Tasha Lynn, JP6, Avis Hop, Cheryl Howard, Janelle McFadden from Santa Clarita, California, Kathleen Trouser. I'm trying not to miss anybody. Nakia Harris. Nakika, I'm messing that up. Miss Harris, don't charge it to my mind, not my heart. I like to have people say their name to me so I won't mess up. We are going to have conversation at the end. Christopher Sim, now I go all the way back to the other end. Michelle Young. Oh, so I didn't get Michelle. Debbie Clark. LaDonna. Look, I appreciate y'all. And we coming on late. We are coming on late. So listen, why we are coming on late, because it is a lot going on. Christine Leach, hey girl. So normal time, we will be resuming soon. It was just a lot going on, some family issues, some other things that we had, and we want to make sure that when we're coming on, we're giving you the time that you need to have good information. And that is what this is about. So I appreciate each and every one of you sharing your time with me tonight, because it means a lot. Flint is not unique. You look at how Dalton, Illinois, in Thornton Village, which you had Tiffany Super Mayor Henyard, the people came together. She lost in a landslide. I think 88, 89% voted against her and put in the man, I forget his name, House. Hey, Carson Newbowser, appreciate you. And she lost by a landslide. And so when we look at these things, we have got to start coming together. I've always said Flint is not, and thank you, Carson, I appreciate you. Flint is not unique. You look at Tarrant, Mississippi, y'all. Tarrant, Mississippi City Council. The one guy, Mr. Joy, Jonathan Joy, what up? Gucci Key. Oh, really? That's cute. Team Liddell. We're going to pray for her. Yeah. So listen, I want to, with Mr. Joy, I got to give you a call. I got to call you. We talked earlier, but I need to call you back. So I do want to, we talk about how they came together. We know that those people came together. They changed who their leaders are going to be. And that's what Flint has to do. We look at Portsmouth, Virginia. They had, remember the lady, she was saying, I'm tired as an MFer. And then she went to telling who all stole money up and down the line of the city council. She did that. And so when we look at that, people are talking about, so Flint isn't unique. They're talking about it. So you got Tarrant, Mississippi. You got issues in Baltimore. You got issues in Detroit, issues in Cleveland, Cincinnati, Flint, Dalton, and many other places. Port Huron had some issues. Bay City, Michigan. And so when we, y'all block this person, please, mods. Thank you.
Let him stay. That's the person that's been calling Beverly and you all last week. So he needs some good information.
Well, they actually do. The only problem is that they're not smart enough to retain it. And I don't want the mods arguing with them. That's the only thing. So I don't want, I'm not dealing with him. What he needs to do is go play with somebody else, call on Jesus, because that's who they're going to need. I'm not dealing with the nonsense. So, Pastor Jesus, let them stay. No, because their comments stay forever. They're not that important. So somebody please block them. Please and thank you. Because I don't want people in the chat to get distracted. They can go create the other fake name, or they can start calling me, and I'll let them listen to me on the phone like I did last week. But they're obviously that devoted. Thank you, Christopher Sims. And what's going on? A distraction. Mary Davis. Hey. So when we look at all these changes, there's a lot that's going on. And this week, before we get into it, we had the city council meeting. They voted no on St. Mark again. We had Beverly Lewis at the Hasselbrink. We had twice that they sent the police there. We have got a look. They're dedicated, so we'll let them listen this way. And so we had a lot of things. Y'all, the new number is 251-615-8971. Y'all can call them and tell this genius what y'all want. So it's 251-615-8971. So we'll let them listen. So there was a lot that was going on this week. A whole bunch that has been going on. And so with all of these many things that is going on, they hung up, y'all, with these fake generated numbers. So when we talk about what's going on, Flint has a unique path. And I do want to say off the top, Commissioner Del Rico Lloyd gave a great meeting at Hasselbrink Center after the eviction was, it was known. He gave, I believe that was Tuesday. He gave the meeting. He gave a great meeting. He had all services from Genesee County that were there. They were there and they were welcome to come. And I think 5 of the officers were from the senior departments I talked to them. And you did have some Flint police there. And it was a time people got to talk. And I don't know what it's going to look like for each center, but I know that seniors will have, be welcome at both. They'll be welcome at both. And so, unfortunately, the mayor has chosen division, and that's just the way it is. I would have liked to have seen him work together to say, if we have people that's an issue on this side and this side, to bring them together for one side. I would have liked to have seen that. The way that he went about it, for me and in my opinion, is completely wrong. What's up, Merck 76? And he did not go about it correctly. What he did was further divide. He was at a function, I believe, last week, and someone asked him, why did you do it? And why are you going after the seniors? And he said, because I can. So, hey, Kawada Mac, and that's just not a good reason. You are going after him because you can. He's doing the stuff because he can. Not good. So we're going to get into, those are some of the things that are happening. So let's get on to, it is Women's Month, Women's History Month. March every year. I don't know, did they get rid of this too? Because we know they're getting rid of stuff. Did they get rid of Women's History Month? So it is Women's History Month, celebrating women. March is that month. So there are many great women that are in here, even in here. And look, if you are a woman, a lady, a person, happy Women's Month. Happy celebrating yourself. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself some love. Happy Women's Month, because we are to be celebrated. Women serve a important part of society because we reproduce, we provide, and we give life. So listen, happy Women's Month to everybody. I'm going to be celebrating this week. It is going to be Ida B. Wells. She has a good documentary that is actually on PBS or YouTube. You can get to it. And it is really, really good. And It's worth you guys, watching. I have watched it, and I have not had, and it's funny because, hey, Michelle Neubauer, um, I have not had a chance to watch it like in its entirety the way I really wanted to because of something's always happened. So, Ida B. Wells, she's an African American journalist and activist who led an anti lynching crusade in the United States. In the 1890s, she also fought for women's suffrage, which is women's right to vote. She fought for that. Her place of birth was Holly Springs, Mississippi. Date of birth, July 16th, 1862. Her place of death, Chicago, Illinois. And she was part of an elite class in Chicago. So y'all watch that special. She died in 1931, and I love her story because we really didn't talk about in school, some of our great our Black history. And so I'm kicking off this month with Ida B. Wells. So Ida B. Wells was an African American civil rights advocate, journalist, and feminist. She is an American hero. Um, Ida Wells was born enslaved in Holly Springs, Mississippi in 1862. She was the oldest daughter of James and Lizzie Wells. During Reconstruction, her parents were active in the Republican Party. Y'all listen, Republican Party, the parties had flipped in the Republican Party. Mr. Wells was involved with the Freedmen's Act Society and helped start Rust College. Rust is a historically Black college, liberal arts college. It's affiliated with the United Methodist Church and was one of 10 historic Black colleges and universities founded before 1869 and is still operating. I have got several of my cousins that graduated from Rust College. Wells attended Rust College to receive her early education, but was forced to drop out. At 16, Wells told both parents and siblings, and when they had the yellow fever, she convinced a nearby school administrator that she was 18, and she landed a job as a teacher to take care of her siblings. She also moved to Chicago, where she married a very prestigious man, and she was a part of, when I say the elite society. And one of the things that she did was she was a journalist. She wrote paper. She was a writer, and so she would write about lynchings, and they wanted to shut her up, and she would not. And I don't know if any of you have watched the NAACP. They would say a Black man was lynched today, and they would hang the flags out. She moved to Chicago, and one of the things I've shared on my page, the Chicago Defender. And so she would help, she was good friends with him. And what they would do, the Chicago Defender, hey, Mike Clack, the Chicago Defender was a writer, was a newspaper, Black newspaper. And how they would get the word out then, they didn't have Google, y'all. They didn't have internet, but none of that, okay? Like we got. So what they would do is that paper was printed in Chicago. The paper would then be loaded onto the trains that went across America by the Black Pullman porters. They would smuggle the papers on to get the word out. It is said that newspapers would be read by 4 to 5 people, and when they were done circulating, they would be used in homes and stuck in walls as insulation and other things. So the papers were used from beginning to end. And so to Ida B. Wells, y'all watch that PBS story. I salute you, madam, because you made it possible for women like me and other women, especially with the suffrage movement, that I have the right to have an elected seat, to hold an office, and to experience some of the things, to vote, just to vote, And so for her, I salute her for, allowing me and other women to have the same rights. So we passed that. So we are going to get into some prank, y'all. So producer Jay, I've never seen so much harassment. Thank you, Christine Leach. Oh, she said the Honorable Eric Mays brought me here. Listen, he did not bite his tongue. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. The Honorable Councilman Mays, Eric Mays, brought her here. The Honorable. I want to get back to, so we're going to start with Hasselbrink. And it's like, where do you start? So Beverly's Lewis with the Hasselbrink. She's the nonprofit. Hey, thank you, Patrick Jean. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you, thank you. And so when we look at what Beverly has been through, so I'm gonna take it back to the beginning, because this is it ends. She's done, she's moved, she's finished moving her things out. So when it happened with Congresswoman, oh God, McDonald Rivet came to visit, which is a public facility. She let her in. Mayor Neely called. Someone called and told him she was there. He told her to put her out. She says, I can't put her out. I can't just throw somebody out because you want me to, Mayor Neely. I can't do that. So since she did not, put her out, but they would leave the next month, she received that he wanted her to pay $4,586.67 in rent per month. Yes, I said $4,586.67 per month. From $1 to over $4,500. And so that began the leasing, going back and forth to try to negotiate. Then they said, oh, we're going to take it down to $2,000. Worst negotiate. No one pays $2,000 a month for any facility in Flint. Nobody. So then they said, oh, well, Leon said, well, I negotiated down to $500. Still, I can't even think nobody pays $500 a month in the city of Flint. And so that was $2,000 with a $1,500 credit. Thank you. Producer Jay is on it. Thank you. So y'all look at it. I'm not just talking. First year was $4,586, and it was going to end at over $5,500 per month. So this is the lease. And so she was like, we got to have a better lease. So they were going back and forth. And I want people to say, because I put up the facts. So they were going back and forth for a long time. This is over a year ago. And so they got it down to $500. Then they wanted 25% of their rentals. Then they said, well, knock it down to 10%. Then they said, we want to micromanage you in the worst kind of way. And by the way, before you can rent it out to anybody, you got to give us, we have to approve it. There's been no oversight like that with any other facility. Not one. So she did ask the advocate to get a better deal. So they, under duress, signed the contract. Then they brought it to council. Council said, no, what are we doing here? And so all 8 of us, actually Leon voted to table it indefinitely, but put it on everybody else. So y'all saw the video. I'm putting out the facts. So in hopes that the administration and then will go back. Then he said, well, you know what? That deal is done and they're going on with new management. That's what he said. Now, I don't know how you're the first ward councilman and that's your decision that you made, which is a very strong one, because he forgot to advocate for everybody. He didn't. And so after we get to this point where, they're going back and forth, then it became the eviction letters. They were sending them to the email. Okay, you don't send an eviction to an email. You got to send it certified. They sent like 3, 4, 5 of them to an email. You don't send them to an email. That's not how you do it. And then they didn't even send them to the email for the business. They were sending them to people's personal emails. Where they do that at? So she went on through all of this. And so went to court, I forget what, 2 weeks ago. And went to court 2 weeks ago. The court said, we have to go with the eviction they granted the city. Beverly Lewis had an option, and her board to state if they wanted to, if they were going to appeal it or go ahead. Now, here's in the background that I couldn't talk about, y'all. I had to be mum's the word. She hoped for the best, but prepared for the worst. Hope for the best, but was preparing for the worst. Because this is for, you never know how anything is going. So what she did was, there were people who were calling. So there were a couple of options. And then one of the other options, well, Kennedy Center was looking at, but there was a question about that. She says, I'm going to pray on it. Pastor Reed is my friend in Christ. Beverly was very active in her church, and with the kids, very, very active. And then also Pastor Flynn or Dr. Flynn, or like they say, someone that he going by Reggie, he offered up the Gala Center. And so she had some options. Once she signed the lease, that was on a Thursday, that the eviction. Friday, she signed the lease. She had already done her walkthroughs prior to that. So she was completely good to go. She says, I don't want to appeal it. I just want to be done. I don't want to go back through this because it's stressful on you. It's stressful. So she had already looked at the facility, location, ample parking on a major thoroughfare, Pearson Road. And for those of you who don't know, Pearson Road is right off of, you can get off Pearson Road, I-75, which goes all the way down to Florida, down to Georgia. And it's right off of 475. So she has to the west and the east to access to the interstate. Not just that it's a major road. So there it goes. Thank you. So that is the parking lot, plenty of parking, major road, and it's on a bus route. So it is easy for those seniors who get your ride or to be dropped off. It's on a major thoroughfare. And some of the seniors walk. You got sidewalks. The walk might be a little longer, but they like to walk and get their exercise. So a big shout out to Pastor Rita, Mount Carmel Baptist Church, the corner of Fleming and Pearson, for opening up your church and your heart, you and your board, to allow the seniors to not have interrupted services. Services and programming for seniors will be full, and it will, no hesitation, no disruption, and services 8 to 5 tomorrow. So it will not be disrupted at all. And so when after Thursday, she says, okay, she was ready to go. And I couldn't say anything because y'all know I would have told y'all. I would have been like, and I was like, I had to throw away the key. I was on silence. And so when she got it Saturday, I announced it because she has been in deep prayer. With many people have prayed for her. Deacon Dumas, you in there being temporary location. We coming back to get Hasselbeck Senior Center. He's like, the fight not over. So listen, so she had the facility. Everything was all set. So everything was prepared. And that's why she was able to move out in this amount of time, because she was so prepared. And she did it step by. She couldn't talk about it. And she couldn't talk. And so one of the last things that she needed to do, because she had been dealing with Lynn with senior services, was to make sure she needed to have an amendment to her contract, because it was renewed with the senior millage in September. And so she needed an amendment. Commissioner Delrico Lloyd, that is over his area. And she had talked to Lynn, and he did tell her he would do what he could to make sure that goes through, that he would bring that forward to make sure that amendment, and then to get his other colleagues to support it. Now, he did state Mayor Neely was around there calling the commissioners. He calling them and telling them not to support it. What in the mayor is he doing? So he called. I was told Judy Priestley was calling the Republicans, and they weren't going to hear that. And I don't know if Judy knew the back part. They was going to be definitely with Commissioner Lloyd, because he's with them. They voted for him to put him in his seat as chairman. So Judy was calling. They said other folks was calling, telling them don't approve it, and it was approved unanimously. I don't know when she agreed to leave, and then you start calling to stop their funding that they had already been granted in September of 2024, that you're still messing with her, still messing. So there was a meeting, I don't even know, Wednesday, the commissioners meeting, and Commissioner Lloyd had a very nice tribute. Now he turned his senior meeting, y'all, into a full-on display. He had senior services, he had tables, he ain't had no food now. That he didn't have. But listen, he had the press was there. he really outsmarted Mayor Neely. He outsmarted him. I got to give him that. He outsmarted him in his own territory, in his own city facility. He did. And it was packed. There was no seating. There was no seating. By the time I got there, some Jerome Threlkill had to get me a seat, and he was the singer. He sang beautifully, beautifully. And he grabbed me a chair. Let me get you a chair, Tiny Burns. I'm like, thank you. So that meeting, he outsmarted them. So it was really kind of like the community is split. You got the ones in Mayor Neely, and then you got the ones who are saying with Beverly, and so they're unfortunately split. But when we get to the meeting, it was Wednesday, 5:30 at the county building, the simple amendment. She had already did her homework and working very closely with her person, Lynn. And thank you, Lynn, for your work and your help. So Lynn spoke very, she just told the truth. She's always been in order. She's been fantastic, great to work with as a vendor. Anything that we need to correct, she quickly does it. We've been working with her contract since 2016. Now, I remind you, Beverly Lewis has been in good standing since 2016 with the state of Michigan and with the county. So she's been receiving that millage. So, and shout out to everybody that showed up, and shout out to the Monday Township Supervisor, the Monday, Deacon Dumas. I was there before the meeting started, okay? Before it started. I was busy. So the town supervisor, she showed up. You had Sandy came and showed up. You had Sasha showed up. You had Republican women who came in to support Beverly. So I think maybe this thing is like shifting to where we're getting people saying, let's support the issues that support the people. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. That something that was made for bad is being turned for good, and it's turning it around, because she had people, she's like, I don't even know who that person was. And when people show up, the Monday Township Supervisor, she stepped outside of her title and herself to say, you know what, this is the issue with seniors. I need to support that. And she showed up. I'm going to give her that. And I appreciate her for that, because people won't often, I got to sit back and be comfortable in my title and in my position and not, She supported from ahead. She was in front of this thing and she supported her. And there were other women. And I was like, it warmed my heart to see that. So everyone, and shout out to everybody who spoke. There were some great speakers. So there was one question. Does she take the items with her? Lynn says the items go with the nonprofit because she's still in business. So y'all watch out for the news where they're going to try to say this tomorrow. Oh, she stole everything. No, don't do that. And, they was talking about something about the pool tables. Them pool tables when Don Williamson put them in there. Because when Beverly got the new ones, she asked me to come over. They were like a year and a half ago. It was right before a billiards tournament. And she asked me to come take a look at them, and I did. And so they go, Don Williamson pool table. Don Williamson was the mayor in like 2001, 2 or 3. Them pool tables been gone, broke down in the trash, could not even be donated. So I want to make sure, because tomorrow they're gonna be, oh, well, they took everything that belonged to the city. We're going to file a lawsuit. Stop the nonsense. They took what came to her nonprofit. You cannot think that when that facility in 2015, 15, even before then, nothing was new. Everything was original from 1987. 1987. I believe that's when it opened up. So everyone, getting back to the meeting. The meeting there, guess what, y'all? Nobody was put out. Not one person was put out that meeting. And they wrapped up and went over. Commissioner Lloyd did not put one person out. Nobody was thrown out. They allowed for different things for which, they wanted information. And that is the part as elected officials, that you want the best information and as much information, and to satisfy each individual so that they can make an educated decision, an educated choice. They didn't put out anybody, and they allowed them to wrap up. Now, God bless the one pastor that went from one mic, the tall mic, to the short mic, and he was talking all the way to the between the two mics, which y'all know how pastors do. They gonna talk. They gonna talk. And so I do want to say, if y'all wanted to see it, it is on 810 News Media Group. They did record it, and I'm not doing any shade or anything because they were there and they showed up and they recorded the so you can go to the link and look at it there. It is on 810 News Media Group, the full meeting. Nobody was put out, not one person. And they respected the people. We don't get that. Look, that's your warning. That's your warning. Please. That's what you get in our meeting. And look, they call the police on us. They call the police on their own members. So I'm just saying. So it was refreshing to see. It was refreshing to see the respect that was given to all of you, which is the public. The commissioners gave the respect to the public, which was all of you. So each and every one of you that showed up, spoke up, stood by her, thank you. Kawana Mack, yeah, you could have talked as long as you want to, girlfriend. If you had been there, you wouldn't have got thrown out. You'd have been thrown up probably more than anybody and given warnings. So it was nice to see. So kudos to the Genesee County Commissioners who came together to make sure her simple amendment, which the amendment was just to change an address location, just an address, nothing else was changing. You can go to 810 News Media Group. You will hear Lynn speak and you will hear Lynn say that. It is on their podcast. So you can go there, it'll be on there. And it was just refreshing that people are saying, let's stop all the non-cohesiveness and not coming together. They let everybody wrap up. Now, Wednesday, if y'all come to that council meeting, don't y'all get up in here and think y'all don't go over them 3 minutes. Do not go over them 3 minutes because you're going to get, put out. That's your warning. You will get a warning for going over your 3 minutes. You will get a warning and thrown out. So don't y'all come in that Flint City Council meeting and think y'all going to do what you did over at the county. You will not be allowed to wrap up. I will say when I chaired, when Councilman Mays chaired, and when Councilman Jeremy Facardo chaired, and even Dennis Pfeiffer chaired, we all allowed people to wrap up. But that era came to an end in 2022, November. We are sadly, need to play some violins for that. It's gone. So don't y'all come back over here Wednesday thinking y'all can get to wrap up. Y'all not gonna get that. You will not get that. So that meeting, she was granted they pushed her to the front and they put the people to the front. They took that amendment and said, you know what? We're gonna put it to the front. Commissioner Lloyd did a beautiful job giving a tribute. He took all that I hate to use the word Trump because I'm not a fan of Trump, but he trumped the mayor nearly in that. I'm sorry. He got him. He took from that meeting footage, added music to it, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. So, I just want to say that. And they put that amendment to it, then it was an 8-0. Now, I don't know the ones who all Mayor Neely lobbied that they probably some of them may have been questioning, but you had to vote on it. It was just an address change. They also sent on, now this was crazy, y'all. The first speaker, let me see if anybody can put it in because I ain't going to answer yet. I want to know if y'all was right. Put in who the first speaker was at the meeting because I was like, oh my. Oh my. The first speaker, I was like, they have got to be kidding me. Dean Marie. Yes, it was. It was. The first speaker was Ed Taylor. It was Ed Taylor. Ed Taylor said, we just put our application in for the money. we just put it in. During they had said that during some of these interviews, they had said that they were that the city was going to take 100% of that millage and they were going to not use it for salaries. They were going to use it for funding. And so he was going after her funding. He was going after her funding. God said, not today. Not today. God gave Beverly Lewis and her board favor. God gave her favor. And they voted 8-0 for just one simple change, which was the address. from Holmes to Pearson Road. And she was granted that. And then the crowd erupted in joy. And there were some hallelujahs, there was some claps. It was, because she's been through a lot. It felt good for the community coming in. And those chambers, those county chambers were full, and it was full of support. And that is what we should be doing. It was full of support. So they told them, yeah, we're not giving y'all the money. And so we're not. They're not. And they didn't. And because she's been doing a good job. And then she worked so hard, y'all, she was still out. So was it Wednesday or was it Thursday? I forgot. Yeah, y'all might know today. Anyways, so I get a call. This was, I was at my mom's house. And this is my time, because she's like, oh, you're always so busy. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, me and you're going to have, we're going to have the little Moscato. She liked Moscato. And I'm like, we're going to have this our time. And so I went over there, took my 2 laptops, and I'm doing da-da-da, and we just chilling. And so I'm thinking. And then I get a call, and Beverly says, and now this is funny because y'all, I did not take my shoes off. And this, Black folks, y'all know how this is. Growing up, your shoes come off at the door. And so I had them little ankle boots on. I had not taken them off. And so I was up in my mother's bedroom, and she walked by me and she said, you got your shoes on in my bedroom. Her carpet is white in her bedroom. I'm like, you got to get it cleaned anyway. That's what you got this cleaner here for. My feet ain't that's how white. You got your shoes on. I'm like, Ma, just, okay. I must have had to leave them on for a reason. And then, my little boots, zip up on the side. So I get a call, not even 15 minutes after she didn't call me. I haven't been there for a couple of hours now. And I get a call. She's like, Tanya, and I'm hearing in the background, they're telling her the police are over at Hasselbrink, they're moving, trying to get things packed up. She's like, Tanya, so many cars here. I don't know if it's, how many cars is 7, 6, 7, 8. She couldn't count. It ended up being 10. It ended up being 10. And they were telling them they couldn't move. So I put my coat on, still had my shoes on, and I hopped in my car and went to help her because, see what was going on, because they had the right to move. Why were they stopping her from moving? Then they stated there was an agreement with 48 hours. That was a flat out lie. There was no agreement ever made, which they gave to the news, that it was sad that they made all these lies. There was never an agreement for 48 hours. How are they going to get 48 hours? They had to be out by March 3rd. Yeah, just the lies. And so I get over there, and then that's the video. Because sometimes people stop acting shamefully and foolishly when it's highlighted. So this is that's the court order that gave them to the 3rd. They had to be out by the 3rd. And so with them having to be out by the 3rd, she is done. She's out before midnight, and she's done. Now, y'all gonna have to support her when they go to talking crazy, like she took stuff. No, she didn't. She took what belonged to her. And so when we got there, when they were actually going out the parking lot, we found out it was 10 cars. And then also y'all heard the pow behind me in another video. So let's play the beginning of the video when I got there. Captain Urquhart was told to come here, and it's not your fault because I know that you're going on orders.
Listen, I don't know the exact sequence of events, but my lieutenant told me to come out here because things are being taken from the property.
Okay,
that's why I was called out.
Right, and so do not have a court order? Do you have a court order to stop? We have to have a court order. So were people stopped from taking things? Because then it becomes the judge was very clear. The judge was very clear.
No.
Not yet. We're not yet.
People were told through circuit from the mayor.
From the mayor. So, and I don't want you guys. I was in court. The court specifically stated that the city cannot be even on this property. They cannot even go in the building. So to ask for access, you're violating the judge's orders.
We're already beyond that now. We got that settled like 5 minutes before you showed up.
Okay. Okay.
Like I said, we're gonna go handle our business. You guys handle yours, and we'll whoever's vehicle is this.
So
It's mine. It's Councilwoman Tanya Burns' car.
so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If we bring them bitches back over here and load them up and go
Y'all
with
gonna
them,
take the truck back there and load them up.
that you saying no interference.
Like
So-
I said, the issue, there was some issue with something that was inside the building, and that's been resolved, correct?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I said they did. Yeah, it's
Okay.
been resolved.
Okay, and then, so, like the councilwoman is saying, we don't have, it's a civil issue at this point. We don't know who it's
Yeah. And I do want you guys,
We can't get involved.
the county, yeah, their millage money comes from the county. The city doesn't give any funds to this.
Yep, we're gonna get out of here, okay?
Yeah,
You
I'm
guys-
gonna move it. Thank you, Ro. No, just hold my phone and keep it on there. I ain't letting tell them everybody share that. The mayor out here intimidating people.
Nope, another one just pulled up. Yeah, they pulling out now. They said our issue's been resolved.
So I need to get I need to get Paul to help y'all. And I'll have Paul help y'all put them in this shit.
Because he out here using the police force to intimidate people. Look, y'all see this. Share this. This is Mayor Neely. There were 8 cars
More than
out here intimidating, stopping them. The judge stated very, look, there goes one. Look, they lining up. There's no court order. I should not have to be called or nobody else with this. This was the mayor's decision. They stated the mayor sent them on this dummy mission. Mayor Neely sent them on a dummy mission.
Well, let me tell you what else they did. We had a rental here. Remember they tried to get the rental shut down? We had a rental here on Saturday. They sent the police out here to check people for alcohol during the rental, and they weren't supposed to be on the property.
They ain't even supposed to be here. So this is clear. Y'all share this out. Share this out. This is an abuse of power and authority. Abuse of Mayor Neely's power and authority. Sending all these cars up here. He ain't got no right to be up here. They didn't even know what was going on. Sending them up on that's just wrong. You know, he's sending them on a dummy mission. He don't even have no authority. It was said very clearly, the items in it first, they can't be here until after the eviction. You know, listen, you need
What kind of party we got going on
the
tonight?
one I wish I need to be at, because they claim the singers be whooping it up. You know that's probably going to get you out here. Goddamn. So go ahead, Beverly, talk and tell what happened.
Okay, so first of all, the first thing that happened that I just found out today, we had a rental on Saturday. Their attorney had asked the judge to not allow us to have any rooms, and the judge said, "No, I'm not doing that." So they're here celebrating a birthday, no alcohol, and here comes a bunch of cops in the room checking to see who's got alcohol. They're not supposed to.
That's illegal search and seizure. What is he doing?
I don't know how it happened. I'm gonna get those details for sure, but I know that it happened because it was reported to my staff today. I was not in the building when it was reported. Number 2, they had the city come in yesterday. City employees come in yesterday to do a walkthrough.
Okay, in court, what did the judge say?
Leave them alone.
They cannot be on this property until when?
We are gone.
March 3rd.
And we will be gone March 3rd. Okay? So I shut it down. I told him. So Lee was here. I didn't even know Lee was here. The fire inspector was here to follow up on an inspection he had done where Lee was supposed to have some work done. The work hadn't been done. He was following up. And then I said, I haven't seen Lee. They said, oh, he's down the hall. I said, where? So I called him down. I said, why are you here, Lee? He said to do a walkthrough. I said, not today. I said, you can do a walkthrough on the 3rd. So then here comes somebody else. I don't know who they are. He told me his name. I don't remember. Small, little, something like that. Then here comes Tiffany. And I told her the same thing. You want Lee? He's in the utility room with the fire inspector, but there will be no walkthrough today. I shut all of it down. Now here comes Dick.
So how many police cars showed
It was
up?
more than 8.
There were 9. There were 9.
God, I prayed that nobody had an emergency where one of them needed to be there.
So you started moving out, and then what happened?
We weren't even moving So what happened is my brothers are pulling up the benches that we spent
I remember that.
$10,000
Yeah.
for, right? So that we can get them secured. They came and told them they couldn't move nothing.
It's not true.
Nothing. Then
What did they say at the county today?
The county said that everything that we own, we can take with us. They can't stop us from taking nothing. The other thing is, they changed it up and then said no, they can't take nothing out the building. Then when my staff locked the door because the building is now closed, then they got well, let's start hooking folks up since they want to lock us out the building.
Who said that? The police?
The bald-headed guy.
Oh, and Cliff, the dog whisperer. The one who ride around with the canine.
Yes. Well, let's start hooking folks up. Pulled out his handcuffs like we were supposed
He
to.
pulled out his handcuffs to intimidate you?
Yes, he did. Harold was on my attorney was on the phone, and he was telling them, leave them alone. You have no right to be there. You have no business interfering with them. You do not have a court order or whatever else Harold said. I ended up giving my phone to Rose because they were and I had to go sit down because I'm in pain right now, right? But it's just a bunch of bull. It's just a bunch of bull. We have played by your dirty rules. We have done everything we're supposed to do.
You left them. You leaving? You're not appealing it. You're not appealing it. Let them have it.
We don't want this building. Y'all can have.
And he's still going after you.
Still coming after the senior center, the organization, therefore the seniors. Okay, I'm tired.
As you should be.
So I ain't a fighter, but
I think he wants to get the grant that you get from the
he can't get it. It's
council.
ours.
I think he wants
He
to get
can't get it canceled.
That goes on tomorrow.
He can get it and do it.
The commissioners will be voting on that tomorrow. That money is from the county. He's mad about the meeting today.
If he won't get his money, he got to apply for his own. He may or may not get it, but he cannot have ours because ours has already been awarded to us. They are going to vote tomorrow on amending our contract to change the address. That's all that needs to be done.
So it's a simple amendment. You were awarded the money in September for your nonprofit, which has been in good standing. You've been in good standing. You've never had it revoked. Your 501c3 status, your 990s are in order. You were told that a simple amendment. We have asked people to come out to support and tell the commissioners why you wanted them to support that simple amendment. You had a meeting today at Hasselbrink where Commissioner Lloyd spoke, and this is the outfall from it, that it is retaliation and retribution from Mayor Neely sending the Flint police and then them putting out handcuffs and Cliff, deputy chief, to arrest people. Y'all, then then Lee showed up next. I don't know if it's on this video because the signal is which literally there is a whole cell tower right there, literally probably 200 feet away, and my signal was just dropping. So it just was. And so then he sent Lee, and I said, Lee, what are you doing? And he says, I was told that they're tearing up the building. I said, now, y'all know he wasn't. She's not going to do that. You know that. He says, I know that. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm supposed to be I'm in a pool tournament. And so he was in a pool tournament. And with him being in the pool tournament, he was, asked to leave. Can you play that, please? Thank you, producer Jay. You right on the money. Lee. What are you here for? Okay, not true. Police just left. Unfortunately, the mayor's putting you in this. Yep. The judge told them, and so today during the meeting, that they have a right to everything that the nonprofit was granted goes to the nonprofit. No one's going to destroy the building, the fixtures, the doors. Not gonna, she's not going to do that. Yeah, I know.
I just do my job.
Yeah,
I know that.
and so. I'm in a
pool tournament. I'm not supposed to be here.
No, you shouldn't be here because the police just left. And if you don't want to be in the lawsuit and to be charged also, because the judge told them they have a right to be here, you can't even come in the building till after March 3rd. Did they tell you that?
No.
Not until March 3rd. The judge said they have a right to this building without being disturbed. It's in the court order. And they shouldn't be sending you here without that information. The objects, the senior center, the county attorneys have already looked at it. whatever items that are in here, they have a right to because it goes to the nonprofit. They're not going to destroy the building. They've only taken care of it since they've been here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So she's not going to allow you access because you don't have right. Yeah. And so I know you have to appease the mayor. Sorry you got sent on a dummy mission by him. Sorry. But I'm sorry. But you know, she's not tearing the building up. You know, they're going to be out. They're abiding by the court order. Yeah. Y'all see this mess? He's sending these. He's sending me a phone. Okay. You need to tell him that he cannot go in there.
No, nobody's in.
Y'all, so if this wasn't literally enough, and so there were actually 10. Put he ain't a council. Put Commissioner Lloyd's thing because and they're moving fast. So he said, Councilwoman, folks will be attacking and lying on me next. I know how things work here on the political scene. Salute to you, Councilwoman, for your stance regarding Hassel Break. Well, I'm going to defend you on this one. So, and I know everyone who is familiar, the people who are familiar and in love with the truth are going to stand with you, and they're going to stand with me. They are going to stand with both of us, period. And so I've seen some crazy stuff, and I didn't like some of the comments, and I have no problem speaking out. I may be a little bit more of a wild card, but I'm not going to allow them to do that because you did what you were supposed to do. You made sure it went through, and I'm a hope that this community sees where the problem lies. So if we have 2 senior centers, that's fine. But the funding goes with her. And because she had applied for it prior, nothing changes that. She received that funding in September. Her financials have been in order this is going on 9 years because since 2016, this is going on 9 years. So they need to stop. So I want to be clear that we're standing together. I started working on this with her over a year ago. She's got a place. I don't have to announce everything that I'm doing, but and I like working in the back, but sometimes you got to come to the front. When you got the police coming, literally saying, we're going to arrest you, we're going to hook you up or lock you up, where the deputy police chief pulled out his handcuffs. What they need to be doing is find out who be calling me on this dang phone all the time, threatening me. How about that? That's what they need to be doing. How about that? Yeah. I think that what was done is wrong. No one's going to not treat the seniors. Any senior, and everyone's welcome. There should have been something to work. It would have served him as running, because he's going to run for mayor again. He's going to run. And so it would have served him that he didn't have House of Esther. He threw them out. And then they have completely stripped the building and burnt it up. Again, House of Esther, who takes in foster care children, pregnant teens with the babies. I've shown y'all the beautiful rooms. We're going to have to do a whole show on some of the crazy stuff that Mayor Neely did that makes no sense. Because some of the stuff you just can't believe. Who messes with the seniors? He was depending on funding from a source that he wasn't entitled to. That wasn't smart. He told people services won't be disrupted. That wasn't true. They stated that it was 48 hours, that they had an agreement with the 2 attorneys that they wouldn't move, but they still wanted them out on March 3rd. That wasn't true. It wasn't true when they stated that they wanted them, that they was over there whooping it up, drinking and partying. And man, they act like you could have got a lap dance over there. You would have thought it was some stripper poles sitting up there at the senior center. They was doing shots on people's stomachs or bellies. You would have thought that it was just so much. It was a crap shoot in the corner. They was shooting dice. They acted like those seniors was just doing it all. And it wasn't. It was not. They were not. They do much not. Now come with your strong dominoes game, because they talk a bunch of junk at dominoes, a bunch. And so All the stuff that he said that was lies, what you put out there, you're going to pay back. You're going to get back. Karma always pay you back. It just does. And so when we talk about how it will pay back, it shouldn't be this way. Work to bring the seniors. If you had 20 people that had a problem with the facility, bring them together. Work on a resolution, a conflict resolution to keep your community together. But what has he divided? He's divided the seniors. Mayor Neely has successfully divided the seniors. Yes, JWC, lead that up. It is political. So lead that one up while I'm done. He has divided successfully the seniors. He's successfully divided the council. We're 4 and 4. He had council members, I'm told, calling over there to tell them not to vote. Didn't work. God called them first and called on their hearts and their minds. It did not work. And he's dividing our city. And so when you look at this, you cannot continue to divide this community and think you're going to stand. He cannot. And you want to run again? This was terrible. You sent 10 police cars to a senior center. So yeah, that day just wasn't enough. So he turns around, and y'all looked rough on this day because I've been behind on my stuff. And I'm like, are you kidding me? They're like, he's back over there again. The police, they had the police. And I think the police are tired. And let me say this to the Flint Police Department, with an exception of, because I would like to talk to him, Deputy Chief Antcliffe, the Flint officers were very respectful. I do want to say that. They were respectful. It was kind of like, we in this mess. I don't know how it gets to be that the mayor is doing the police chief's job. How does the mayor call the police officers and tell them where to go? They have a chain of command. There is a chain of command. How does the mayor directly send them someplace? I mean, perfect color law, y'all. I want y'all to read that. And I'm going to put that up, color law, because this ain't nothing but this is a lawsuit. It's a clear abuse of position, abuse of power, and abuse of authority. And it's clear. And he kept doing it with city and taxpayers' dollars. You can't do that. You can't do that. Or if you do it, it's going to be another lawsuit for the city. And it is. It absolutely is. And they should win. It wasn't the police fault. They were doing what they were instructed. And they were not disrespectful to me. They were not. They were not. So I think that when we look at that, they and I'm gonna tell you, I was hot, but you can see some of them just like their body moving like, he got us in this garbage. We in this because they didn't have to be in it. The mayor shouldn't be calling the police officers or the deputy fire chief because the order didn't come from the police chief, which is investigation because they're going to be sued. The mayor has caused the city, just like Chief Barton's lawsuit. He got all his lawsuits. Also the lawsuit with the Mitchell boys. That's 50 million, 10 million. People suing. He got involved in my stuff. I ain't forgot about that, Mayor Neely, but you're doing that little legal search on me. Had that city attorney using her maid name, Watkins. I'm like, who is Watkins? Well, we found out. You having IT remove stuff from my email. Yeah, y'all, they did. They did. Absolutely did. So, but when we look at this stuff, as if it wasn't enough that day, he said, you know what? I took some shots at you, 10 shots with them police cars, with them coming out there to show my power, show my strength, to show that I'm the mayor, I'm powerful, I control this. He came back the next day. Can we play that video? Now, y'all don't judge your sister, your girl. When I'm on when I got to do something, I got to do it. So can we play the video for the next one? I think there was a little clip of that one.
So have you talked to, does Attorney Gurley know that you're up here? She wasn't in court. Does she know? Are you not responding, Attorney Cups?
I'm not. Well, you're live streaming.
And then there's live streaming. So how are we supposed to know? Because if you're on the property, so this is the city attorney, not the chief city attorney. He's walking away. Who gave him instructions to be up here? He's walking away. He won't talk. This is crazy. Totally insane. They have agreed to move. Miss Lewis, what time? How long have you been here?
Oh my God. How long we been out here?
How long has the police been here?
About 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 45.
Y'all, I need y'all to share this out because this is what harassment is with your public dollars. The seniors agreed to leave. And what they're doing, they've called, sorry, Lee, the maintenance facilitator to come up here, probably to change the locks. I don't know who you.
Dana Daniels.
Oh, Dana Daniels?
Fraud investigator.
Yeah, that's the one who said he was going to arrest the seniors for alcohol.
Right.
I mean, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, and also taking leases afterwards when there was no lease. Did y'all know that the judge said that you can't be here till March 3rd? Y'all weren't in court. No comment?
I love that.
No comment? Okay, so y'all good with this. So what is the intention to do here today? Because you both work for the city. Well, you work for the city. You don't have a comment? You just here hanging out? Y'all share this out because this is absolutely insane.
Listen, I need y'all to click like, share, and subscribe. Share this out because this can happen. When we come together and we move together, y'all see the injustice. I need y'all to click like, share, subscribe. Click like, share, subscribe, and share this out because we cannot allow people to treat, number one, our seniors, children, veterans. I'm going to fight for them. I'm going to fight for them. Children, seniors, and veterans. Now I appreciate my my moderators and my producer for keeping me together because this is literally, I do not do this by myself. I do it with a team of people and there's conversations in our show flow. I don't just get on here and just say, because it's stuff we don't want to talk about, we delete down because we want to be factual. And I need y'all to click like, share, and subscribe. So when we look at this abuse, he had the city attorney, he had one of their secretaries, he had the IT guy, Zach, there. So what was he gonna do? Shut down the internet, change the card access. So when you swipe in, he had Dana Daniels there. He was the senior fraud investigator, whatever he does. And then you had Lee looking like, I'm tired of this mess. You know, the maintenance facilitator for our buildings. So he took all these resources when these people could have been doing other things. Then the police was there. The police like that Tyke Burns, we tired of you. Look, we ain't trying to get into it with you. You know, just look, don't put us on camera no more. And so I did not have any problem. My only issues with Ant Cliff telling people he was going to arrest them because that is an abuse of power and authority. And so whatever her attorney sues for, she should get it. They weren't supposed to be there. On that letter, on that court order, it stated that she had till the 3rd. Furthermore, it stated, this part wasn't on there. I had some video issues. So I asked the city attorney, I asked him, I said, you do know that you're not supposed to be here, correct? I said that the court order stated they have until March 3rd. He stated to me, I don't recall. He told me he did not recall. I said, well, I recall for you. I said, when you were sitting there, you were to the left and the other attorney was to the right. When you asked for the keys to the building, you asked the judge, did you have keys to the building? The judge, Beverly Lewis, said they already have access and keys to the building. The judge says, no, they don't need access to the building. And what they call them, we try to rental and lease it, they're entitled to quiet enjoyment. Quiet enjoyment is you leave them alone. You can't bother them. That the city didn't have any right to come in to disturb them. They were entitled to quiet enjoyment. And so, with them having quiet enjoyment, they had no business being up there. And so when I asked him, I said, so do you recall? He says, well, I don't recall. I said, you don't recall the judge telling you when you asked that question? I don't recall. And then he just went to no comment. So we have to hold these people responsible and not allow them just to trample and treat us any kind of way. I don't believe in allowing people to treat me and you and others any kind of way, because I don't treat people any kind of way. I don't do that. And so then shortly after that, everybody got in their car for a second time and left. They left. Nobody wants to be on camera when they're doing something illegal. They left. So shout out to Mrs. Beverly Lewis for standing your ground, for each and every one of you who have stood with her. And if y'all can click like, share, and subscribe. And then also, if you want to donate to the show, because this takes time, if you can, tip the producer, it is Cash App $ producer J1987. Producer J. It's under Cash App $1987. So we can tip the producer and y'all share this out. So the first day was unbelievable when they showed up. But the second day, are you kidding me? The second day showed up. So if you can donate to $, it's in the chat, y'all. Producer J, 1987. So when you come back for a second day, the judge is underneath the color of law. So I didn't send that to you. Look, y'all, I almost got excited a little bit. So I don't know how my attorneys be knowing what be going on, but I'm going to give a kudos to my attorneys who will call me on a weekend and be like, when were you going to tell me about this? And sometimes I don't even answer, because some of the stuff is just unbelievable. Did I send that to you, Producer Jay? I may have sent it to you and didn't explain what I was sending to you. So underneath the color of law, I got it someplace. I don't know where it's at. It tells you that you cannot. I'm going to read it. Okay. So, I'm going to read it, y'all. When I get to under the civil rights. So under the civil rights, and we do have a civil rights commission here in Flint, deprivation of rights under color of law. I ain't never heard of that, y'all. I'm not an attorney, but I know I can read. Look, I can read, y'all, and I can read that when it also said, which I'm gonna quickly divert, when it said page 78 of the charter in that Ethics and Accountability Board meeting. I'm gonna get to that later, so y'all sit tight. We gonna get to that. When they said they didn't know it was a transition, the top of the page and the heading says Article 9 transition. We talked about it last week and put it up, so everybody here knew it. We should have had the board watching it last week, then they would have knew. They would have known. So underneath, after the first day, the second day, the raising the price to $4,500, beginning with it ending at $5,500. The harassment, the coming in, the one to do inspections without calling first, all this crazy stuff. She has a heck of a case, And guess who's gonna pay for that? Everybody else, because it ain't his money. It's not his money. Look, they're calling me back, y'all. We'll let them listen. I'm gonna read the color of law to this idiot. So underneath the color of law, it says deprivation of civil rights underneath the color of law. It states, y'all, they listening live. I hear myself in the background. So they hung up, y'all. He hung up. So it says, section 242 of Title 18. I ain't know nothing about this. So kudos to attorney Terry Johnson. If you need a good attorney Terry Johnson is good. He is good. So he was like, no, this is what he's violating. So it states section 242 of Title 18 makes it a crime for a person acting under color of any law to willfully deprive a person of a right, privilege protected by the Constitution of laws of the United States For the purpose of Section 242, acts under color of law include acts not only done by federal, state, or local officials within their lawful authority, but also acts done beyond the bounds of that official's lawful authority. He didn't have no authority, y'all. He didn't have no authority. Did not. That's all them cops up there. Just didn't. Look, I got excited because you know what? When you in the fire, and some come out, and my attorney own it. Thank you, Attorney Terry Johnson. I appreciate you. It says that officials' lawful authority. If acts are done while the official is perpetuating to or pretending to act in the performance of his or her official duties, y'all, who did they say sent them? Put it in the chat. The mayor. They said the mayor. Persons acting underneath the color of law within the meaning of this statute include police officers, prison guards, and other enforcement officials, as well as judges, care providers, public health facilities, and others who are acting as public officials. Mayor Neely, underneath the color of law, you're going to be getting a lawsuit. You done worked up on a great big one. That look, and the city can't afford that because they're raising water rates. We're going to get into that too. It is not necessary that the crime be motivated by animus toward the race, color, religion, or sex, handicap, community status, or national origin victim. The offense is punishable by a range of imprisonment up to a life term or death penalty, depending on the circumstances of the crime and resulting in the injury. Now I'm going to read y'all Title 18. Whoever underneath the color of law, statute, orders, regulation, or custom willfully subjects any person, any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights or immunities secured by protected constitutional laws of the United States shall be fined under this title or imprisoned, not by more than 1 year or both, or if violent injury results in the acts committed in this violation. So listen, he violated this. Look, they already got the videos. They got the videos. The attorneys got the videos. They got them. And it is sad that he abused his position, he abused his power, and he abused his authority. As elected officials, you should not abuse your position, your power, and your authority. It's highlighted. Unfortunately, the mayor and members of council, including Judy, called members of my, leave that up. Y'all, I can't keep up in my comments, so keep this up. I'm just trying to read to the right. Y'all know the chat be going. So Commissioner Lloyd said, unfortunately, the mayor and members of council, including Judy, called members of my board, that'd be the Genesee County Commissioners, and actually thought they would vote against me as the chairperson in favor of them. Yeah, I knew going in we had you ran a Boston on them. I'm giving you that. You ran a Boston. He ran a Boston on him. And what he did was going in because he has 5 people put him in. His 5 people are solid. They're solid. The other 4, who gonna vote? James Avery didn't show up. He wasn't there. They said he was down at the state with Mayor Neely at the State of the City address. Okay, I'm really disappointed with you, James Avery, because you should have been there. I'm not giving you no passes because there was some critical stuff that was on there. And so I appreciate the fact that, Commissioner Lloyd ran a Boston on him. He knew he had his 5. And he also knew, I'm quite sure, who votes against the seniors in good conscience. Who does that? He knew them other commissioners weren't going to vote against this. It was a simple amendment. She'd already had the contract. Lynn has stated she's easy to work with. She takes care of business and so on. So he got all 8 people that were there. Mr. Avery was down with Commissioner Avery was down with the mayors, but they said I wasn't there, but some of y'all said he did. So, but let's talk with Judy. Judy sits on the Genesee County Republican board. I went to that meeting, y'all. So she's whatever her position is. I went to the meeting. I do have some friends, full disclosure, who are Republicans. And it was some interesting things. Some people didn't like Judy. And them are the same women, some of them that were there supporting Hasselbrink. They were there. And I appreciate that. But Judy, you calling and telling them not to support it? Come on. You didn't support St. Mark. This is when a clique is dangerous. When a clique will vote against the interests of the people. The clique voted against the interests of the people. That's dangerous. Only way to change that, each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. You can change that. You can change that. She voted against the interests of the people. The money had already been awarded. She does whatever Liddell tell her to do, whatever Mayor Nealer tell her to do. And I don't want nobody who's going to do whatever else somebody tell them to do, because look, Judy, you call, you're going to be a problem too. They can sue you. You call and telling people not to come. You intervened in something that didn't have nothing to do with you. You tell them don't vote. Commissioner Lloyd stated, I can't see it on the right no more. Commissioner Lloyd, you got a lot to say tonight. He said, my board didn't like it. They didn't like being lobbied. Only one person on my board listened to Neely and lobbied folks. Nobody listened. Well, kudos to you for your board, for the Genesee County Commissioners, that the commissioners, all of them came together. I think that was wonderful. And all commissioners voted to make sure that they took care of the seniors. But Judy over there lobbying and asking them, don't vote on it, don't vote. Why would you say don't vote on a senior center? Because all we hear is, I lived on Marja Street. I grew up on Marja. I was a wildcat. Now, she ain't one of them, should have been a wildcat. She ain't one of them, she was a wildcat. So she always told everybody about Marja Street. And my thing with her, you don't go against the people and the seniors. That was, I don't have a word for that right now. So, Julian, 724. I can't. So, listen, when JWC didn't put up a whole emoji, was that emoji that? So, listen, I'm not understanding some of this stuff. So, they pulled it off. Deacon Dim said Quincy Murphy voted for Quincy Murphy wanted St. Mark's to pass. Quincy Murphy, he voted for them to receive as improvement to their building. I believe that money is for, and I forget how much in community block grant dollars. And he would talk to Pastor Thompson. He would. And so, as much as people think there were things, and remember, I played y'all that back before where Quincy wasn't really getting along. I think it was with Candace, and they got to talk, and you were very well supported. But listen, anybody who votes against the seniors and against foster children and unborn babies and newborn babies is just not of God's work, and it is not God's will. You are just pure evil, just pure evil. That is a common ground that I have had with the Republican Party. The Republican Party and the efforts when supporting and rallying and protesting for House of Esther, that the Republican Party showed up for probably a year and a half to 2 years in city council chambers to pray together with us, to protest with us, fellowshipped over many lunches with them every Thursday at 12 o'clock. And y'all, I ain't trying to be funny, but it was just a good fellowship. I don't like a buffet. I'm just going to tell y'all, but I would fellowship with them. Yes, sir.
Just got one thing to say about Judy.
Oh, God. What we got?
Got a call to go to the mayor's office.
Y'all, they said they had a war room down there. There was a war room, and that they was making calls. They was getting ready to get some folks straight. So it was a war room. I can't keep up with the comments, y'all. And listen, I got a call to go to the mayor's office. I miss Councilman Mays. Because, man, we wouldn't be in this predicament now. We would have 5 votes. We would. I miss him. I miss him. I miss him. I miss him. And JWC, I know you miss him too. And I know each and every one of you who came to love him, that you miss him too. I'm going through videos, and oh my God, I ran across some stuff, and he had sent me a text, and this one was in 2017. And I was reading the text, and then he had told he was not internet savvy, y'all. That was not his thing. And so I had printed it off, and he had come to pick it up at my office, and I wasn't on council. That's 4 years before I was on council. And I miss him because he loved Hasselbrink so much that he worked hard, tirelessly and effortlessly to make sure the doors were unlocked and the chains were removed, just to have Mayor Neely to just come and take it over and do the people and split them. You look at the people that have split. You look at the people who have split, how once supported Councilman Mays are now supporting Liddell. They are supporting her in that nonsense. Unbelievable. So shout out to Beverly, everybody that helped Beverly. I want to say thank you for the move, for the support. Mark Hutchins. That's all of our dude, y'all. That's our dude. Listen, I fell asleep on, leave that up. I fell asleep on him so many times. And he loved to be on the three-way. Love to be on the three-way. Love. And then when he get good, real good, because he would put in about 2, 3, 4, 5 people in on the three-way. Then that last year and a half when he was TikTok, we would be on TikTok, everybody together late at night, and he would be singing. And he would say, his voice was deep. He would sing, he'd be like, me. I'm like, man, stop. He's like, I say that because it irritates you. And it did. I just hate to see what he worked so hard to keep those doors open. Hasselbrink, to see him close like this, it hurts. And to have other council members lobbying against it, I hate to see this. He will forever be, as we just, it was his 1-year anniversary at his untimely death. And those are the same people that voted him out for 90 days, voted him out for 30 days, and they voted me out for 30. They censured JWC, Jerry Winfrey Carter, the senior councilwoman, and Dennis Pfeiffer for standing up for what's right. DeAndre said he joined us on TikTok a couple of times. Then you heard him singing badly. And he would sing, and he knew all the old songs. I'm like, man, don't nobody know them songs. Don't nobody. But yes, Mays Planner Plaque is in the interest. So she said the Mays Planner and Plaque is in the interest inside their new location. So there was a dedication that was done last year. I think it was the late fall, maybe September, and they put it in the hallway. So y'all, look, stop up there, Pearson Road, if you're in the area. Give them some love. Hey, drop them off a donation. That's what they need. Drop them off a donation. They got to redo a whole new location, but they are up. They're going to be going. Send them some love. Stop in to say hi. Donations are good, but stop in to say hi. Pearson Road, Fleming and Pearson Road. At the Kennedy Center, plenty of parking. You saw the building on here. So look, if you just ride down Pearson Road, if you don't know what it is, there is an exit on I-75 and I-475 for Pearson Road. So ain't no reason why you can't find it. Pearson Road has a whole exit, a whole entire exit. So, Beverly, good job. You and me, we ain't had our, when after the county commissioners, and I had to go to do something when I left. So I had to make some calls when I left. I actually had to work on some stuff because we go to court March 17th. I actually went to my car, and when I sat there, and after, 2 people were standing in my car, JWC and Antoine. And I was like, well, I got to go. I got to make some calls. And so that was the first time after that it just kind of hit me, because sometimes you just keep pushing. And I knew what Beverly went through, because Lord knows for 5 years since this man has been coming after me. And so when they push you, and he attacks your character, he attacks your finances, he attacks your reputation, he attacks you doing your job, our elected positions, or mine. He attacks everything about you that he can to annihilate you and to destroy you. That's what he does. He does. He uses everything in his arsenal to destroy you with your taxpayer dollars. That's what he does. So I want to go on to, we're gonna, Beverly, sending love to you. So we are locked in for life. we are. And I just told you that they just kind of hit me a little bit, but then I was like, y'all, I'm masculine one. But we are forever sisters. God put me in your life and you in my life for a reason. And I thank God for that. I thank God. I do. I thank God for having Mrs. Beverly Lewis in my life. The tenacity, the strength, the weight that she has carried on her shoulders. I thank her. I thank God for connecting us in a way that we are locked in for life. So listen, we're gonna go on to off of Dick and Dumas is all in the comments. No exit for Pearson Road. What do you mean ain't not for Pearson Road? Where? 475? Oh, exit 475. What? I ain't been on 475. Wow. Did they do? Look, y'all, we're gonna have to cover that. So listen, we are going to go on to go on to the next thing. The next thing that we are going on to is ethics board. Now, that y'all, last week we covered the ethics board meeting. We talked about not the ethics board. We did talk about the ethics board. We talked about council pay. We talked about how they had the right or did they not have the right. What was Article 9 and what was transition. We put the definition of transition. We talked about. We also talked about the transition. We talked about what is transition. We talked about that bottom section that they use to hold council's pay. Now, I want all my little coins, okay? Because I put way more into my job because I love the folks and love my city than I get paid. I promise y'all that. So I wrote an email to to our city attorney and to our city clerk. And so here was some of the things. Because I'm like, they kind of know that they're breaking the law, that they just can't do this. So in the city charter, page 78. Well, let's back up. They use whatever section, what they were taking out that where we didn't have we didn't fill the third ward seat. Okay, no problem. So not as if we're not trying to fill the third ward seat. So vacancy in the office 2-4-10, page 23. So we've done like schedule a special election. We've passed that resolution. And so what we haven't did was we're 4-4. Why? The mayor Neely has managed to split the city council. So this is where cliques become very dangerous. They are very dangerous. And so this is what they stated where we were in violation of. So then I'm going to go to page 78. So then on page 78, in the back of the charter. Hey, Berta baby. Y'all know I just like saying Berta baby name. So Article 9, transition, literally that is the heading. Article 9. That, I swear y'all, it says Article 9, and we talked about this. Section 9-101, effective date of charter. At the bottom, it states a 78. Y'all know my this is the kind of good looking charter. And y'all, somebody called and told me they was laminating me one and having it bound because They said my charter looked kind of messed up. Thank you. So that is sad. So it states not section 9-202, compensation of council members. If Ethics and Accountability Board determines that there has been a failure to adopt the ordinance, not a ordinance, ordinance and resolutions required by this charter, then the Ethics and Accountability Board may cause the council's compensation to be placed in escrow with the city treasurer. Upon a determination, the council has complied with the charter requirements by adopting the required resolutions and ordinances, and Ethics Accountability Board shall cause the escrow fund to be paid to the council members. So Article 9 is what they were holding the council pay. So, and it states in here, failure to adopt the ordinance and ordinances and resolutions, not a ordinance. And those words matter. So I want y'all to hold on to that. So then we go to page 35. Now, if it was intended for, and look, I know that William stated he was watching last Sunday. I hope he's watching today, because I'm going to walk him through this process, okay? Matter of fact, bring in all of them, because y'all all need to know what's going on after watching that. So this is our second time. So y'all know this. Why? We covered it on the Tanya Burns show last week. So page 35, which states what the power, section 3-504, powers and ethics and accountability board. A, they have the power to investigate, hold hearings, inquiries regarding the meaning, application of provisions, violations of the charter, city ordinances, regulations, policies, procedures, standards of conduct by public servants, and issue advisory, okay, opinions, public reports, or recommend for remedial actions to the appropriate governmental or judicial unit, including pursuit of recommendations for legal remedies, which means a judge. So then that down at the bottom, C, the board may seek enforcement through the appropriate court action. Okay, we still in court, y'all, with this, and we go back next month. And so I believe it's next month. My attorney called me while I was at the, I had to step out of the commissioner's meeting, and I stepped out to take my attorney Giltner's call. I did. So it does not state in this section that says section 3-504, powers of the Ethics and Accountability Board. It does not say they have the power to hold nobody's pay. So here was one of my questions. I'm going to read this. I'm going to tell you about my email after I read this one. Section page 37, 3507, powers and duties of the ombudsman. A, receive complaints, concerns, reports, issues from the public and public servants against public servants and city agencies for failure to adequately perform services as is required by the City of Flint ordinances, regulations, and policies, and for dereliction of duty and or misconduct in office by public servants. So they intake. It's their job to take in complaints. So officially, according to them with Mayor Neely, because he done messed this up too, the ombudsman got a whole camera in front of the office so the mayor can record who coming in the office, who coming out, who coming in, who coming out. Mayor shouldn't have no camera right above the door. Ding! If you go in there, you record it. So that's a problem. It's supposed to be complete anonymity when you go, unless you don't want it. You have an option when you fill it out. So help me out, y'all. Help me out. If the person to intake is supposed to be the ombudsman, we haven't had what they said, a qualified, this is Mayor Neely, we haven't had a qualified ombudsman since October 2022. Who taking in them complaints? And who complained about council's pay when y'all shouldn't be taking complaints? No qualified ombudsman since October 2022. They fired the person who was there. They said she was my cousin. I said, hey, she can come to the picnic. She can come. You know, they said Miss Little was my relative. They had that lie going around. You know, she's a very nice person. So what complaint were you looking at when we know that Michelle Young has had a complaint for over 2 years that hasn't been looked at? How are they processing complaints? You don't have an ombudsman. It's the balance of power. Their balance of power is the ethics board, ethics accountability board, and ombudsman. So if the ombudsman, you know, is taking, if I'm the ombudsman, I'm taking in complaints, I pass them on to the chair, who at this time now, well, then it would have been Mr. King. Then Mr. King did get the business from me on the elevator one day. We was in court. Yeah, he did. And Councilwoman Jerry Murphy Carter was like, Tanya. I'm like, no, because this is wrong, Jerry. You got to tell people when they're wrong. And so if they got this, and the invisible person, because we don't have an ombudsman, passed this complaint to Mr. King, I asked to see the complaint. Because how you taking in complaints if we don't have the authority to take in complaints? So after my trusty handy dandy charter, I wrote my email. So here is what if I had a little Susie? Little Susie needed her medication, her asthma medication. She may have to have some other serious medication, her EpiPen, in case. But they made the decision to take the pay. This board did underneath section 9, page 78, where it states transition. And so what they didn't get was, we didn't have an ethics and accountability board prior. So Mr. King was saying, well, we're working on for 2 charters. No, we're not. Transition means we go to 1 charter, as in single, as in uno. There was not 2 charters. There was no ethics and accountability board in the prior charter. So they had no authority in any prior charter. 0 authority, because it didn't exist. Did not exist. So when I go to write my email, and my question was, 1, who gave authority? 2, there was nothing. We never received nothing in formal writing from the city attorney, from the city clerk, from the mayor's office, or whoever, or actually from Philip Moore, who's the chief financial officer. We got a letter from Amanda saying it could, but it didn't state when. So we had nothing. So they did that wrong. Now, what if like I said, little Susie couldn't get her medication? This is stuff you don't do, because people, you don't play with people's money. Now, if little Susie couldn't get her money, somebody would have went up there and raised all kind of pure D hell, and it would have been legitimate. So you're going to keep their money. If they're using this to feed their family, put gas in their car, I don't care what. If they're using it to buy a pound of weed, that's their business. You don't stop their pay when you don't have the authority. So in my email, 1, where'd you get the complaint from? Because we don't have an ombudsman. 2, underneath Article 9, page 78, that's transition. That does not apply. That's the transition only if from the old charter to the new charter. Y'all see that date on there. Only if we didn't adopt it. It was adopted by the voters. And I wasn't on the what's the name then, on the city council. Only if it wasn't transitioned and adopted. And so if he got Flint board agrees on new ombudsperson, but city attorney calls appointment invalid. Oh, what year is that from? So they ain't had one since that must be Miss Shaxton Little. Yes, when they did that one. Yep, they got rid of her. They fired her. She's been just upset. Let's leave that up there while I'm talking, please. And so in my email, 1, where'd the complaint come from? Because we don't have a ombudsman. 2, Article 9, page 78, it speaks only to transition. We covered that last Sunday, y'all. Then we speak to what are the powers of the ethics board on page 35. It tells them what they have the power to do, period. They didn't have that power to do that. 3, what is the function and the powers and authority of the ombudsman? We don't have one. So why are they taking complaints and selecting complaints they want to take? And so we have a lot of issues. So I did my email. Everything I just talked about, I put in my email. So we talked about it last week, and William said, Harris said, well, I heard about it last Sunday on Facebook on Sunday. And they said they got a legal opinion. No, say my name. Tanya Burns, put it up there. Stop doing stuff and going against the people. If you think we sitting up in them seats not voting on somebody because we don't want to, no. I'm showing up. I'm doing the work. I'm doing more than the work. What I'm not doing is lobbying against people to vote no on St. Mark. That's what I'm not doing. I'm not lobbying no to give Hasselgreen to continue their funding. What I'm not doing. And so I'm asking these questions. So the legal opinion I get on the weekend. And so the legal opinion was 22 pages, y'all. 22 pages. And so I watched that meeting. I watched it twice. 810 News Media Group did have the meeting. They were there. And they should be compensated for being there and having to suffer through it. Because, y'all, and I want y'all to watch this with me. Shouts out, credit to them. This was their video. They were there. They also did the county one. They were over there. They recorded the county one if you want to look at that one. But they I couldn't believe it. So I'm gonna let y'all watch, because I don't think any of them read this charter, because they have what they were stating, and they got confused. Do we have the definition for transition? Can we put that back up? Because we know that folks who watch the Tanya Burns show already knew, because we covered it. We covered it last Sunday, and they had their meeting on Thursday. I was in disbelief. So I don't have transition, and it's literally on the page 78. Article 9, transition. That's in the heading. That's in the heading. I'm sorry, not the definition, Producer Jay. Can you put up that Article 9 and maybe, I don't know if we can expand it and blow it up so y'all can see it. It tells you transition right at the top. So it tells you. They didn't seem to get this part. They didn't seem to get this part. And I'm listening to this conversation, and I'm so glad they were there recording, because y'all wouldn't have believed me. You wouldn't have believed me. So if we got it, unless you sent it, I'm going to say sent it me. Lord knows my mama would have a fit. And we can put the video up. Y'all watch this. I gave y'all what it was. Y'all watch it and see.
Okay.
Is that what benefits the 36,000?
Can it cut up?
Yes, that's what benefits. Okay. Let us move to line item 10, new business. Since we had already discussed that we want to look at the disqualified candidates before we set a date, let's table line item 1 for next meeting. Once we've heard from, when we get the disqualifications and Mary can go through it, I think that we should be able to set a date.
Okay, and it will be done in March.
Yes.
Okay, because we have to give them so many days notice for the candidates too.
Right, to appear.
Okay, okay.
So we're gonna table that to the next meeting. Line item 2, discussion of legal opinion from the city attorney. Yeah.
So this is the opinion that reflected back on the board's vote to suspend or to escrow city council's pay. And the city attorney did some research, and nobody knew about what she pulled out of some notes back during when they were adopting the charter. And the notes that she found indicated that the provision that we relied on was only intended to be relied upon during the transition from the old charter to the new charter. And so after talking with Kendall, he believes that it's an accurate interpretation. But we didn't know about it. You know, Joe, I don't even think you knew about it because you didn't advise us. Obviously, if you knew about it, you know, he would have advised us and we probably would have never done it in the first place. It's not referenced in the charter. And if we don't have those notes, like she went back and looked at, it makes me want to second guess any of the provisions in the charter.
If a man really hated ads, here's what he would do. Day one, he would install Pi on his computer without spending a dime.
So before we make a move again in the future, we're going to need y'all to consult those notes because we need to make sure that we on point with what we're doing.
We understand what you because nowhere am I saying the charter.
It ain't in the charter.
That it relates, we got to go back to something in the old charter. This charter, we can't work from two charters.
So it's not that you're working from two charters. She found a note that specifically addressed the provision that we rely on. And it made it very clear that the intent of those that were doing the changes in the new charter, they only wanted that provision to apply during the transition from the old charter to the new charter. There's no way we could have known that. None whatsoever. There's no reference in the new charter. There's nothing. Joanne went back and did some digging to find whatever she found.
She part of the charter commission.
Not, I'm sure she wasn't. But she found their notes. She has their notes and it's attached to her opinion. Did y'all get the opinion?
I didn't get it, but.
Kendall sent it out to everybody.
All right, so I could be this charter was put together, voted on by the citizens as this charter. It was led by it was checked from the state of Michigan that had to verify this charter. And I'm having a problem that when this board moves, somebody go back and say we found something. When this charter do not say you can go back and do anything. Instead, this is what we work for. So I have a real problem with this. You gotta look back.
Well, and I have a problem with the way she did it as well. You know, I think professionally and respectfully, she should have came to the board or to the board chair and indicate, hey, I found this language. I think there's a concern with the escrow activity. Let's talk about it. You know, but the way she issued the opinion without consulting and then, you know, according to the chair, when he asked for the opinion, she wouldn't even provide him a copy of it.
Correct.
And you know what? How you gonna not provide the board chair with a copy of an opinion concerning the board action?
And I was just let you know, just let everybody know. I found out about it through Facebook.
That's crazy.
I found out about this opinion through Facebook. So I wasn't even notified that she had even considered or found anything. And then when I called to speak with Joe, who is our attorney. She called me back. And I asked her, I said, so why would you blindside the board this action late on a Saturday? It wasn't during business week. It wasn't during Monday through Friday during the normal operating hours of the city. This was on the weekend.
On Facebook.
No.
Okay.
She rendered her opinion on Saturday.
And sent it to the council members.
And didn't even consider sending it to us.
Right.
The board. And I'll be honest with you. I will say this, I do find it disrespectful.
I agree.
That you issue an opinion that curtails our power and authority that we clearly thought was laid out in this charter.
With the assistance of her office.
Yes. And that's what I have a problem for the total disrespect. Mr. Chair.
How can they uphold that when a new charter was voted on, like Mr. Cooley said? I can understand this provision in between, but once this was voted on, that's just like somebody vote on something and then go back and change their vote. or add to their vote? Come on.
Because it's clear.
Right.
It's clear in the charter.
Right, but so the way the law is, the law always wants to respect, one, the plain letter of the law. So what it says in black and white is one thing,
Correct.
but they also look to the spirit or the intent of the drafters. And so when she found that note made it very clear that the drafters only intended the EAB to have that authority during that transition period. And so that's what she issued her opinion based on that.
Yeah. That does what the chair of the charter commission has, but I know who the vice chair and I know who the attorney. I would think the board might want to, we might want to call them to come and speak to the board and see what that don't sound right. And they are vice chair of the charter commission. I go them. And I know the attorney that was the attorney for the charter commission. I would rather for them to speak for themselves.
You want a second opinion?
But, well, they're the one that did the job. And I would rather contact them and let them come and speak to that. This doesn't sound, I mean, we're finding too many notes and statements and orders after the fact. This board sit and do things for months, work on things, and we'll be back here.
And try to do it the right way.
We'll make a decision, then they come back with something that we've never had in it.
A Minecraft movie. See the new trailer.
Let's do this.
And get tickets now in theaters April 4th.
And we can't go back and check it. Make sure it's
Not only that, but they also, once she issued the opinion, they immediately released the checks. So, you know, it was like.
Again, it's a slap in the face of this board and the action that it took. Because this is my problem. My problem is this. You basically took power from us to hold city council responsible. And I'm not talking about individuals, I'm talking about council as a whole. So since the city attorney is not gonna hold you responsible, who else is gonna hold them responsible?
Nobody.
And you just basically took our checking power to hold them responsible.
And why would that be in the current charter as if it's a standing ability and authority if it was only meant during the transition period?
Right.
Exactly.
This doesn't make sense.
That's my point. How did it get into this?
And Mr. Larkin served on the charter commission as well.
Yes, Mr. Larkin did. That's a good point.
And I don't think that was even in the whole charter.
No, it
Well,
wasn't.
she would release her notice.
It's attached to the opinion.
Oh, okay.
All of y'all should have the opinion
I do.
and the attachment.
Who wrote the note for that?
Oh, I don't
Was
remember.
You know,
I do not know.
you just first time getting it.
I saw the legal opinion issued by the city attorney on Monday morning, so I don't have much more.
So I'm going to reiterate. So not only was this board disrespected, not only was the chair disrespected, but you even lacked proper protocol in letting our attorney who works for the board know about it.
Yeah.
So then my thing is this opinion could have waited until Monday. This opinion could have been waited on. And so, again, disrespectful. Blatant, and not blatant disrespect.
Chair, just to emphasize, it was authored by the city attorney. I do work for the city attorney, so she had every right, from my perspective, to issue a legal opinion.
Let me ask you, Joe, did she consult you though? Did she even consult you before she issued this opinion?
At this point,
Yes
I'm
or
not
no?
gonna get into.
That's a no. So, you know, I talked to her after I talked to you, because when you said she refused to issue you the
She
opinion,
did,
I shot out an email
you did.
and I said, send us the opinion. And how dare you not provide it to the chair? And she said,
Oh,
I
she-
never
she said-
refused to give it to the chair.
Exactly, and what I told her, when I called her, I said, can you directly email me an opinion? Her response is, I'll send it to Kendall Williams. I said, she said, I'll send it to Kendall Williams. I said, okay. So when we had that conversation, I told you, I said, yes. She said that she would send the opinion to Kendall Williams. She would not send it to me.
And that's what she did. She sent it to Kendall Williams. So I believe every word you said.
Yes.
So I think in light of how this was handled, either the chair needs to have a conversation with the city attorney, or maybe we need to ask the city attorney to attend our next meeting
I think so.
and maybe go into a closed session for the purpose of discussing some unpublic business.
I agree with it. In fact, I'll put that to, does anybody want to put that in form of a motion?
So moved.
Support.
So I'll reiterate this motion. The motion is to send out a certified letter to the city attorney to attend our next meeting on March 11th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. here in the Oak Business Center. I don't usually call it Oak Park, but Oak
So
Business
we've already have Mr. Smith coming at 5:30. I don't know that we want to have both of them because one of them will be waiting.
So, question.
I think
Which
you as the chair should go have a conversation with her and then report back to the board. I mean, I'm not trying to put her on blast, but I'm expecting a little more decorum in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, she should not be overturning no decision. If she have an opinion that says otherwise, then she should let us know what that opinion is so that we can fix what we
fixed it. That's the exact point.
need, right? Just like with the ombudsman's position. Kim gave us an opinion, he let us know, and we had to go and fix the problem as we learned what was supposed to go on, as far as the law.
Okay.
But they did reach back and.
Bro, look at that.
Y'all, the comments was moving. First of all, it was so much wrong with that it did not. First of all, read the charter, however you want to say it. Read the charter. I summed it up in a quick one. So here's some of the things. The city attorney didn't contact them. She's not supposed to. Y'all have representation by Kendall Williams. Stop. Trishelle should have known that. They have got representation. They hired Kendall Williams' firm to sue the Flint City Council. The Flint City Council has their own separate attorneys. Attorney Giltner, Attorney Wolf. She has to, by law, give it to their attorney, Kendall Williams. They made a big deal about it. Don't even go. She can't. No. They were supposed to get it from Kendall Williams. And Kendall Williams, when Trishelle talked to him or whoever, said, no, it was right. It was in order. It was in order. It's right. It's correct. So here's some of the things. They so in love with punishing the council that they can't even read the charter. They don't know. You can't stop nobody's pay like that. You stopping me from living or eating if that's what is my money. And I want every penny because I work real hard to get my coins. So then they said the provision wasn't in there that was relied upon. Y'all, look, Article 9, page 78. It's in there. It's in there. So the stuff that they said, what they didn't do was read the charter. So that is not referenced in the charter. Go to, if they had a watch, page 35, underneath the duties, the powers and the duties, 35 to 37 of the Ombudsman and of the Ethics and Accountability Board. You don't have a power. Transition, it is listed. Did the original framers. I'm like, framers, they're like this, the U.S. Constitution. You know, when it was derived, is that, yeah, that's what it, they want them folks to come back. The original framers. They want them to come back. That's Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and he over in Monticello someplace. They want the original framers. What do you mean? You know, and then they said, well, it's not in there. Article 9 states, Article 9, transition. Transition as defined as from one point A to B, to move something. It states to move. Get y'all Webster Dictionary. Then y'all have vocabulary words that y'all have to like everybody else. Do your vocabulary words. Define them. Put them in a sentence. It says Article 9 transition. It tells you that's what it's for. So they say that, you know, there was no way that they could have known that. What, you know, article, you know, or that they couldn't stop the pay. Yeah, you can. Read the charter. JWC Councilwoman Jerry Murphy Carter said, reading is fundamental. And it absolutely is fundamental and is crucial. They have clearly not read this charter. They clearly didn't read the letter that they signed on, and the 5 of them voted for it. Guess who did not vote for this? It was 6 people, and when they voted for this during that meeting, only one council member or one ethics board member didn't vote because she knew whatever I know, I'm sharing with her. That's the way it is. And I'm sharing with y'all. So we know what we're doing. Only one didn't vote. Billy Dancer voted no. Transition, she voted no. It says the process of a period of changing from one state or condition to another. We're not operating on no 2 charters, 1 charter. The Article 9 transition, the entire section is on transition. There was no Ethics and Accountability Board. If it was meant for them to have the power or authority, it would have been listed on page 35 underneath their powers and authorities and what their duties are. It's not there. I read it to y'all. I read it to you. So I don't know why they not understanding this part. You know, they more in love with, I was disrespected. No, y'all disrespected the council. I want an apology. Y'all owe us an apology because you didn't have the authority to do something that you thought you did. I need my money. Y'all did not have the authority to stop it. You went beyond the scope of your authority, listening to somebody. I still want to know who gave the authority to stop it. Was it by email? Was they hand deliver it? Because the clerk didn't do it. The city attorney didn't do it. Now check this out. The legal opinion was given when? After. Don't you get a written legal opinion before you go screwing with somebody's life? Don't you get a written opinion before? Why is it on the back end? They didn't do their due diligence. First, they ain't got no ombudsman. They're not even in good standing. They haven't filed no annual support since since 2022. They have not hired an ombudsman. They don't have one. Who taking in the complaints and who's deciding how to shove them through? That's not how this goes. They need to shut down until they don't look at another complaint and stop trying to penalize everybody else. Who gets a legal opinion afterwards? See, when you run with people who got you doing dummy missions, this is the stuff that happens. They didn't do their due diligence. They didn't check. They didn't read it. Read on page 78. Read the power 35 through 37. They didn't read. So we have an ENAB board who mad at everybody else. They mad at yourselves. 1, can we do it? 3, let's go there and see. Are they not trying to get to it? And let me get to the other part. This is another thing, because they so smart. We have not voted on a resolution. We did not. So get your second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. We have only been voting on motions. The resolution comes last. We have not had a resolution that said that we are adopting. We are voting to put Beverly Biggs leaving that seat. We're voting to resolution item number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to put Dumas in that seat. We have not stated we have resolution 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to put Carrie Nelson in that seat. We have not voted on resolution 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to put Rich Jones in that seat. The resolution comes last. You can't put, well, they can. You're not supposed to put the cart before the horse, but that's what they did. They didn't get a legal opinion, and we've only voted on motions. It has not been a resolution. So I talked to y'all about this last Sunday. So if you were watching me or on here last Sunday as we had our conversation, they would have known they didn't know what they were doing, but their feelings was hurt. I'm hurt because, look, I had a whole awning fall down off my house. I'm hurt because I need to make sure that I had gas in my car to keep going to some of these frivolous meetings and stuff because he over there at Hasselbrink messing with the seniors. I got to put gas in my car. So who we talking about? Reading is fundamental. They did not. We voting only on motions. There is no resolution. There is none. He just ain't doing it right. I feel disrespect. Well, we disrespected. I need y'all apology to be just as loud as your disrespect to the council people. I want that apology to be just as loud because they didn't do their due diligence. Well, we're going to go and get the legal opinion afterwards. It was because I requested they should have had one. So, yeah, this is a lawsuit too. Abso-freaking-lutely. Why? Because of they're abusing their power, their position. They think they have immunity. But y'all keep listening to that little tyrant down there in that office, and he's wrong. And he did it to come after the council. Now, I know our four did not. The other four might have got theirs because they down there in the war room busy Judy calling the Republicans, telling them not to vote. How dare you do that? How dare you? You telling people to not vote to make sure that those seniors on the north side of town don't get what they need. And people come from where? Every race is over in there. But you're going to stop that? You went there to call somebody? I'm telling, listen, that video, y'all wouldn't have believed it. It's on 810 News Media Group. You can go on there, you can take a look. It's on there. So what else did they say? Oh, it's a slap in the face to the board by the city. No, y'all purpose was only to penalize the city council. And God don't like, y'all got exposed for everything y'all was, okay? She did her job. It's not her job to contact y'all. She has to send to your attorney. You're being represented by attorney Kendall Williams' firm, which your firm said it's correct. And y'all still got a problem. Not only aren't y'all not reading, you're not comprehending. You're not reading and you're not comprehending. Let somebody keep their money. They crazy. I don't care if it was $1. Give it to me. I just can't. Then I tell me something. They need to try to do it the right way. Listen, they took the power to hold the council responsible. When you stuck on power, you become a dangerous person. And being stuck on power this time had them wrong, doing the wrong thing. And they didn't. You don't get a legal opinion afterwards. They took our power. So we all these dangerous, in love with power cliques. And I was gonna go down there, but I needed to not be there because we needed to hear them to say this garbage. Shout out to the 6th Ward, Ethics and Accountability Board appointment, who knew what the charter stated, knew that you didn't have the ability, knew that you hadn't did your homework, knew that your attorney afterwards would come back and tell you you can't do it. Knew that Article 9, page 78, and its title, transition, mean exactly what it said, transition. Your powers or duty is in the section of the charter. So how do you, and that y'all can walk with me, you know that the charter was set up, as I talked about, according to the Michigan Home Rule Act. And so that's how it's framed. They want to go back to the framers. It's the Michigan Home Rule. So that's what we are under, the Michigan Home. That's how they set up the charter. So this group, that conversation was just, I'm befuddled. I am literally befuddled. I'm like, I don't understand. They took the power away from them. Okay, nobody knew. It's in the charter. Read it. Read it. We want to go back to original framers. Okay, literally, y'all, my mind popped up as, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson. They talking about the original framers. My mind took me back there, and I think they said why they still living or something. So the Charter Commission sets it up, and it was clear the Charter Commission set it up. It was only for transition. This chapter is only for transition. It's in the title. Article 9 is only for transition. That's it. That's it. To make sure we're transferring the old charter to the new charter. That's it. Okay. Y'all, now, maybe they can understand because they want to go get another opinion. No, go read that charter. Read 78, page 78 and through 82. Then read page 35 to 37. Then go to the Michigan Home Rule Act, which is how our charter is set up. That's how it's set up. Then go there. But read before you do it. Y'all so quick. We're going to penalize y'all for, you can't make me vote under duress. If I got to eat or get my life-saving medication, if I'm voting because I can't get my life-saving medication and you're forcing me to, is the state not tired of being sued? Who sent y'all on this mission? Who did? You can't do that. You can't do that. And when we have, again, underneath the color of law, which I read it to y'all, this is what they did. The opinion came afterwards because they didn't even think to get one that was written. Did not think to get one that was written. But they were so quick to jump out there and stop the pack. Oh, hold on, we can take the pack. Okay, y'all, you can't make this up. Listen, I think I know that some of this stuff is just, it's crazy. It's ludicrous because they have clearly not read. It's not in the chart. Article 9 is only for transition of the charter. Page 35 to 37 gives the powers of the ombudsman and also the Ethics and Accountability Board. Section 9 is in the charter, the very back. If you can't read numbers, the very back, and it tells you just for transition, not difficult. Now, who made this authority? Who told the chief financial officer to stop the pay? Let it be the mayor, because it's going to come out. That's a lawsuit. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're going to stop somebody's pay. You messed with my life. I need my money. I need my money. Under the pretense that if we never, you're going to, under duress, you put me under duress to vote for somebody that I don't want to? No. Okay, so we done with that. Y'all, let's go on to the next one. So, support St. Mark. Now, here's the thing, y'all. We're going to get into this. Somebody please tell me why Liddell Lewis, Councilmember Liddell Lewis, is sharing everybody else flyers for food drives. And she got a whole food drive in her ward. Y'all help me out with this. Feed everybody, community, but you represent the second ward. Share and vote yes on your own. How is she putting up to serve? Yes, you can put up beaches, absolutely. But support the one that's trying to keep funding in your ward. You got 4 council members who voted no. Leon El Alamein, the first ward. Liddell Lewis, second ward, voted no. Judy Priestley, 4th ward, voted no. Candace Mouchette voted no for St. Mark to receive $50,000. Tell me how y'all doing it. I mean, come on, y'all. I'm just saying. I mean, how? Just how? And then she done been in the line. Tell me, she getting food for the friends. You actually taking advantage of the services they provide in your ward. They're saying if you need it, but then you trash them and you don't even vote on it. Oh, who does that? Who does that? So I want y'all to hear for yourself. Can we play the video? Because they voted no. Can we play the video, please? Unbelievable. I'm telling you, unbelievable. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you not? You know, and there's such a need in our community. And y'all, we got the money. We have the money. They too scared making decisions that the mayor told them. They're a dangerous clique.
On to the second reconsideration, Resolution 240548, the reallocation of ARPA funds for St. Mark Baptist Church. What's the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
I would like to move 240548, reallocation of ARPA funds for St. Mark Missionary Baptist Church for reconsideration.
All right, any support?
Madam Chair, I'll support that motion.
All right, supported by the councilman in the 5th Ward. So the same rule that's spoken before, there's no debate. So roll call, Madam Clerk.
Dr. Lewis?
No.
Priestley?
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Al-Alamin?
No.
The vote is 3 yes, 4 no.
The vote is 3 yes, 4 no. That resolution will not be reconsidered.
Okay, can you put the resolution up? And so they voted no. Council member Leon L. Alamin in the 1st Ward voted no. Councilman Mays would have never voted no for this because he was trying to get people more. He knows what the community needs. We have issues in our community. Y'all, please hit that like button too. Then we have Liddell Lewis. It's in her ward. She shared other people's flyers, but she wouldn't share or approve to feed the people in her ward. I don't know how you voted against your own interest. I've never seen nothing like that. You don't have to like them, you know, but you do have to support the people because his church is in your ward. Then we had Judy Priestley, the one who called over to the Republicans or to the county commissioners and told them, don't vote for Hasselbrink. Don't vote for Hasselbrink. There is a meeting coming up this Wednesday too, y'all. Then you have got, then you got Candace Michette, 7th Ward. She voted no. She voted no on supporting St. Mark. So when we look at this, I mean, these are some dangerous people. This is a dangerous clique. They voted no. Shame on them. And so I have told Davina, we can put it up every meeting. That money isn't their money. Every meeting that's on a regular scheduled council meeting for reconsideration, keep voting no and let the people see it as it comes around for time for folks when they're starting to run. So every Monday that we have a regular scheduled council meeting, it's supposed to be on the agenda for reconsideration. Let them keep voting it now, voting it down. Let everybody see. And we're getting ready to clip it. They're working on some shorts showing each individual who voted no. And we're going to be sharing those around. So when they come around, I want y'all to share because they're going to be coming out the shorts with this little short clip, and they're just going to have on it who voted no. If y'all want to start making them up beforehand, some of y'all, please do. But that's what I'm working on. And so this is sad. It's just sad. They voted no. But we need y'all to please vote for St. Mark or support St. Mark. They are taking donations in the meantime. You can contact the church. They are on social media, but also you can reach the number. You can Google it. They are taking donations since they have not received the money. All the centers ran out of money in September, all of them. But I'm just telling y'all, I don't understand. How do you not vote on your community? I don't understand. So please support St. Mark. It will be on here. I have told Davina, the city clerk, Davina Donahue, to please put it on. And we're going to do it for reconsideration to the end of time. And let people see that they don't want to take care of the community. Let them see this. Now, I would like for them to see since they go by orders of the mayor, let the mayor come and say, we'll give them 75,000. But we ain't going no less than 50 because y'all was giving everybody. Liddell got 75,000 for hers. Liddell had 50,000 go to her nonprofit, and then she turned around and voted to give herself another 25,000 for a nonprofit she originated. She incorporated. Boom! Thank you. She incorporated it. She gave it not one set of money, she gave it two, for a total of $75,000. Thank you, producer. Y'all, we can ready to put up this cash out for producer Jay. You put that up because I can't do this without him, and I cannot do it without my moderators. So if you can please donate to $ Cash App producer J 1987, because I can't just leave this up while I'm talking. I don't understand how you vote against or leave the donate. Yeah, thank you. I don't understand how you vote against your own interests. In order for us to get the truth, because y'all, if y'all watch that Ethics and Accountability Board meeting, just keep this up till I tell you to take it down, producer Jay. If y'all watch that Ethics and Accountability Board meeting, y'all would have been lost. You would have been lost because they did not read the charter. They made false accusations. Their attorney had to give it to them because they have representation. Attorney Gurley is a very smart attorney. She did what she was supposed to do. She did her job. Them going, they should have asked for a written opinion anyways. And they didn't. They should have done that. You know, thank you. Christopher Sims said that Liddell wasn't, her nonprofit wasn't in good standing anyway. So this is what you hear Judy say, the cover point person. Well, she's not getting the money. You know, she's not getting the money. It's going to a fiduciary. Oh, she getting the money. The bank account got her name on it because her nonprofit wasn't in good standing. She couldn't get it. She couldn't, but it went to her. She originated that. She originated Cyrus Park in August of 2021. She most certainly did. And so she has given it not once, but twice. 50,000, then 75, then 25, for a total of $75,000. So no, the money didn't get returned, Sheena B. So if y'all can donate to producer J, $ producer J 1987. I can't do this without him. And so when we look at the stuff that they do, I mean, the council member got more money than she willing to feed an entire community. And he can feed anywhere as 8 to 12 or 1,400 people a month. It depends on the need. And because funding has been short, has been, stalled, paused, or whatever, we are having more issues. Flint has an issue with food insecurity, food insecurities, access to food, and living in a food desert. Everybody talking about the price of eggs, bread. Look, I'm gonna have to learn how to bake bread. Bake, not break, y'all. Bread. And so Christopher Sims, they said they got some good concrete and backyard landscape at her house. Yeah, her neighbors did say that it was professionally done. They did. And so I do want to say this, y'all. Encourage them, call them out, share the stuff. When you click like and share, or you hit the like button, you push out this algorithm so that people can get the truth. If anybody had watched that Ethics and Accountability Board and you believe what was said there, you would be out of sorts. The 5 of them who voted on that, shame on them, because they should have gotten a legal opinion prior. 1, and 2, how are you acting on a resolution when you don't even have an ombudsman? That's the job of the ombudsman. It does not state that the Ethics and Accountability Board can do the job and will do the job of the ombudsman in their absence. It does not state that they have different and separate roles. Simple as that. 3, we're voting on motions, not resolutions. We don't have a resolution number. It's not a resolution. So when they look at that, it's all kind of things. 4, transition means exactly what it means to transition. Transition from one place to another. I'm going to transfer this bottle from my left hand to my right hand. I'm going to transition this water bottle from my right hand to my left hand. Transition. We've only had one charter. We're not operating on 2 charters right now. It was a transition from the old charter to the new charter. I'm just telling y'all, this stuff, you can't make it up. So not like I couldn't be doing something else this late at night, but I couldn't let this go through the week with all that craziness, So we are. I do want to say this, y'all. Pay attention. If you've seen in the chat, put in the chat just a yes. If you've seen what happened at the White House with President Zelensky, President Trump, and Vice President J.D. Vance. Oh, hold on. Let me pause that. Oh, this. Y'all, Arthur Woodson has talked about this, but he gonna bring it back up. Flint Supplier is raising water rates. City must decide how much to pass to residents. Watch this. Lee was charging more money to obtain raw water or water. I think it's raw. Arthur Woodson, I know is going to talk about this. He's going to go into depth. So I'm going to lead it, but I want y'all to pay attention to this. This was agreed on this week. So this was in the news. I know he's going to go into it because this is his thing, and I'm going to let him do it. But I wanted to put it on everybody's radar that when he does it, tune in. I don't know when he's going to do it because y'all know he always claims, I come on every day at 11 o'clock. I come on Sundays at 6. He'll be keeping them times. And yes, I'll be holding his hands to the fire because he don't be on with his times like he said he going to do. But look, I don't need the y'all, so maybe I need to be, but I came on today though. So listen for him for that, because the Flint Supplier is raising water rates. He will probably talk about it tomorrow. And this is going to happen. So I want to share that. So on to the Ukraine president, and that I don't even know what to call that. That romper room debacle that the Ukraine president was so disrespected. Then he was asked if he had a suit. And he like, look, I got my whole Zelensky, my whole country is being invaded. You know, people are dying. Y'all go back and watch that. Y'all go, and hit that like button. Y'all hit that like button. So hit that like button. Y'all, it's just real easy. If you're on YouTube, hit it with a heart or 100. If you're on Facebook, hit it with the thumbs up or heart. But hit that like button. People need this information. They need to see how city resources. By the way, when I was at Hasselbrink, them rounds popped off in the back. They had them 10 police there. Right there. So good night, Dig and Doomers, if you go to bed. So I want to say you got to pay attention. So what happened, and I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on this. When we look at what happened when President Trump and how they went after him, I think, is it a small video clip on that? He was asked, President Zelensky, he was supposed to be here to sign a mineral contract. So what are the minerals that they actually have there? And a lot of people, that was not even talked about in the what's the name, but it is lithium. Hold on. Yeah. So what are the minerals that they have? Because they're a mineral rich company and it hasn't really been tapped into. So Ukraine has large deposits of uranium, but it's not a globally significant producer yet. Okay. Ukraine is one of the most resource-rich countries in Europe. So this is over their land, their resources, their natural minerals. Explanation: Ukraine has some of the world's largest uranium deposits. Ukraine has significant reserves of other critical minerals, including lithium, graphite, and titanium. Ukraine has some of the world's top recoverable coal, gas, iron, manganese, nickel, and ore. Ukraine has deposits 22 of the 50 minerals classified in their country. So out of the 50 minerals classified, they have deposits of 22. So you got to know what is going on. What is it that they're doing? So during this conversation, they tried, most people would have got up and walked out or, would have went ziggity boom. What is this love fest that he has with Putin? I don't understand. Him and J.D. Vance, they was like, did you say that you're sorry? You say this man just showed you war crimes, showed him war crimes that were happening. People who voted for him for 45, who voted him for 47, we are the laughing stocks of America now. not just America, I'm sorry, the world. The world. So when we look at all of those, they have 22 of the 50 minerals on the chart. That's huge. So they want their country for the resource. They want the minerals. They want them. They want your natural resources. And so when we look at how what they did in this meeting, it was hard to watch. He's telling about the war crimes, that they're breaking the war crime laws. He then said, if you listen close, because the second or third time I watched it, he said we had 20,000 children that they have taken, and we want our children back. We're fighting for them. They took 20,000 children and renamed the children. So these children belong to families. How cruel is that? 20,000 children. And so when we look at this is crazy. And we got them in them back and forth and going crazy. You can Google it. Google it. It's the full interview of President Zelensky and President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance. Their behavior was deplorable. This man, and then somebody allowed somebody to speak. Here's the funny thing. The Associated Press is not allowed into the Oval. They're not allowed. But somehow they claim some Russian or whatever news station was allowed to come in, and they were streaming live in the Oval. They snuck past. How you gonna sneak past security at the White House? Come on. Just look at how they're dismantling everything. Look at the health aid. They're going to be starving the countries out. They're taking away the health aid. We feed people in hungry nations. We do that. So I'm gonna close with this, y'all. Watch your news. Tune in. Talk to the young people and the old people. Like I say, in my family, I have people who voted for Trump. This is not a joking matter. And we look at where Elon Musk came from, South Africa. Remember the apartheid, and they couldn't go to their own beaches. And this is in our lifetime. And then Nelson Mandela was held in jail for 26, 27 years. And he fought against it, was beat, you name it. And so when we look at this and how long it has happened, we're coming and talking about a man who is in the Oval Office. And something else that y'all need to pay attention to. You see the president with Elon, President Trump, you see him with Elon. What you used to see is the president standing by his children. You will see any of his children there, but you don't see them somehow standing next to him. It's always Elon. And what his little boy told him, you're not the president. Elon's, what's his name? Is it X is his name? Told him, you're not the president. So he's coming from a country that had apartheid. It's coming from a country where they talk about the blood diamonds. It's coming from a country that they stole all their resources. Yes, he's a billionaire, the richest man, because for years and years, the colonizers stole their resources. They stole their resources. Now they're rich. They want to steal the resources from Ukraine. I'm telling you what I'm saying. Y'all seen the movie. Watch the movie Blood Diamond. It's a movie, Blood Diamond. Watch the movie Blood Diamond or Google it, look it up, because we've got to stop saying, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. We're going to be back in shackles, walking around, with got to show my papers from where I'm from. When you had Elon Musk do the Heil Hitler sign and Steve Bannon, you better pay attention. It's real. And if we don't start standing up for this part, because it's going to affect everybody's life. If you get Social Security, Mayday, if you get SNAP program, if you get World Health Aid, the FBI, days affecting everything. Everything. Money is the root to all evil. All evil. And look at what they're doing. So I want y'all to stay engaged, have these conversations. We will be starting a private or a members only chat. I think it's a $5, and you can come in, we can chat. It's a membership, and we can all talk. And I like to listen. I listen to people. But then y'all, I get on here and they say I talk a lot, but because I got a lot of information stored up in my head. So what I want to say is, do we have producer Jay? Do we have time for any calls? Hey, Jessica, Julian 724 and TMB said those Nazi salutes really put things in perspective. Absolutely, because he is from South Africa. Ask them how they just stole all their gold, stole their all their resources, colonized that country. So listen, we are going to be wrapping up. I want to say thank you to my mods. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking your time to spend with me. I know it was a lot that we covered. It was a lot that needed to be covered. That's the sad part. You know, I appreciate y'all's support, spending the time, and sharing it with me. Thank you, Patrick G. Patrick G became a member. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Y'all TMB cutting up. So listen, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Y'all know my little heart be looking a little raggedy. Producer Jay, can you put up the thank you? I know it was a lot that we covered. And we're gonna be doing, I don't know, maybe what day this week. Tomorrow is busy. I got some things to keep praying, and keep Hasselbrink will be open tomorrow from 8 to 5. So thank you everyone, for your support. But Hasselbrink is open from 8 to 5. Look, y'all gonna have to defend Miss Beverly because they're gonna be coming after her, because she did her job. So I want to everybody, thank you. Sheena B became a new member. Thank you. Y'all, and something I want to say this is when you're speaking with your mods and other people, there are some conversations and they're about the business of the world now. And it's of the world. Justin Trudeau, Canada's prime minister, he hugged him so hard he probably squoze 20 pounds of water out of him. Come here, let me bear hug you. Letting the U.S. mistreat you. We have to make sure we start talking. And so in these conversations will be conversations about topic. We can just talk freely. Everybody can. So we have good conversations and, of course, respectful. Everybody does not have to agree, but what we can do is enjoy talking and conversations. So I want to say thank you to my producer Jay. I couldn't do this without you. You have kept this going. You were Johnny on the spot. Also, y'all can donate to producer Jay 1987. We appreciate it. We have got to expand this out because look at the way Joy Reid is going, Lester Holt, and I forget her last name, Chang. They're getting rid of people of color and minorities because they want our news. We don't exist. They're moving ours. If you have a voice that is not like theirs, they're moving us out. And so YouTube news like Don Lemon, he gave it to what's her face. She said something. He told her, I can't say it on here because Deacon Doom is on here, but it was, So when we look at that, it's some unique things that are going on. So people are coming together and speaking their truth. So YouTube news and podcasting on YouTube is becoming popular because it's the way you get the real news. So otherwise, y'all be sitting there believing that ethics and board. Look, I watched that and was confused, and I knew what was right. Thank you, Jade Will. He called out Megyn Kelly. He lit her up. And Megyn Kelly, if y'all don't remember, is the one that he stated that she was the one that had the blood coming out of her something. And this is what he said, when he was running, so, you got to believe it. And when we look at it, we had Ted Cruz didn't like him at first. You had, he used to call Marco Rubio, little Marco Rubio. He told Ted Cruz how ugly is your wife, how you can be with her. He talked, he is just a cruel man. And so we have got to start sticking together and having these conversations. So I appreciate each and every one of you for your time. Bishop, he said, how do I become a member? Go on to Producer Jay. Can you become a member? It's on the YouTube side. You can join, but let them know.
Should be in the chat. Top of the chat should be in there. I think I put it in there last night.
Okay, so it's at the top of the chat, so you can become a member. Because we have to keep conversations going, because in order so that we can take these conversations back to our community. And so and now is not the time to turn off, good news. Get the news that you need. You have to. You got to want it. You have to seek it, and don't allow anybody to just, if they just telling you off their mouth and you're not seeing it, don't y'all believe them folks. Don't do that. So to each and every one of y'all, I appreciate, no matter where you are calling from giving me your time. And Producer Jay, I appreciate you this evening. It's been a long one. But we are getting ready to head out of here. So listen, good night, everybody. Sleep tight. As my mom said, I ain't gonna say bed bugs. So people, I never heard them. Don't let the bed bugs bite, but look, sleep tight. Wishing everybody a blessed, wonderful next week. You can hit the music, Producer Jay.
It's the time, yeah, burn show. Tune in right now. Like and share, our city needs that vow. Flint City News got truth to share. When we fight the darkness, we repair. Won't give up, we're standing tall and proud. Voices rising strong, no longer shrouded. Residents deserve what's right and fair. Together we can lift the despair. We fight, we win, we break the chains. Turn your burns won't stand out in the rain. Our city dreams will make them true. With every step it all renews. In a step it all